It's the night that I got wet. What's up, wrestling fans? AEW Double or Nothing is over. What a show tonight! It felt like wrestling is back. It's back, baby. Feels good. The crowd was hype. The show was hype with the crowd. The matches tonight were so good, it's almost unbelievable. I can't believe how happy I am right now. I didn't think I would feel this happy. I didn't think I could feel this good. I didn't think I could be that entertained by any wrestling. That is simply the best wrestling show of the year, I believe. I don't know if anything can beat it. I really don't think so. I'm not sure. I am so up on cloud 9 right now. It's almost unbelievable. Shout out to the chat. What's going on, everybody? Pretty happy about this show tonight, I gotta tell you, man. AEW Double or Nothing. Phenomenal show tonight, in my opinion. We got Jake DeMarco in the house. I've had this video up all day long, and believe it or not, I forgot to put the tags up. I can't believe it, but I did. I really did. I forgot. Oh, man, what a show tonight. Wow, man, I am so fired up, man. That was a long show, but an enjoyable show. Like, I really had fun, man. There's so much to mention tonight that I thought was noteworthy and that we could really talk about, that it's kind of off the page in a way. But it felt really good, man. It felt really good, to be honest. I feel great. I feel happy. I know Jake is probably feeling the same way. I mean, it couldn't have been any better. I mean, it could have been, but not much.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything you had to say, but God, I was miserable tonight. I wanted to give this like a 3, maybe a 4. I mean, just not my cup of tea. What did you think? No, I'm kidding. Tonight was great.
You can't fool me with that. Yeah, you can't fool me.
I'm smiling. I'm happy. This was a good night. Now, there were obviously a few things that detracted from it, but all in all, entertaining. From start to finish, well booked. I wish I got to explain more of my predictions because I was way off, but they went with booking things that are kind of in the moment just for the crowd, which now I understand more, but I do actually, really appreciate how they booked towards the fans tonight. A few things surprised me, a few things I expected, but I like what they're going from here on, what they're building up to tell the story. So it's really entertaining.
Dude, that show, I mean, just the crowd really did make it that much better because this type of wrestling needs that crowd, and it made it that much more enhanced. But
it wouldn't have worked without a crowd. Absolutely not. And having that type of audience reaction and just, my God, everything.
Well, because over the
it
TV,
made it a perfect storm.
It makes people seem like stars over the TV, which they are, but you know what I mean? It just makes them feel like bigger stars, like when you hear a crowd reacting that way over the TV. And that's a big reason why.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, hearing Jungle Boy's reaction and the crowd singing and, those type of things, that matters.
Yeah, because even if you're not 100% on someone, or maybe you're a little skeptical about somebody, man, it just when you hear that crowd, that pop of the crowd, it just all goes out the window. You're like, yes, this guy is a definite firehouse. This guy's definitely a star. I'm 100% sure of it. I'm correct. Like,
yeah, the audience saved and made this show tonight because there was a few moments that would not have worked had there not been a crowd there, and we'll talk about it tonight. But the audience made and saved this show. I'm telling you, and especially the tags actually had a hot tag moment. There was multiple hot tags because the crowd was so into it. Nothing felt isolated, cold, and separated. Everything flowed nicely. The match card itself, the layout for how they booked the matches, the flow was great. I thought that was a good pick. A lot of people said that the Stadium Stampede shouldn't have main evented, but knowing what they did with the Inner Circle and the audience to get them singing to close the show, I see why they went with that. Thankfully, they went back to the audience, or else the Stadium Stampede for me was rather bland.
Exactly what I said. I was like, they got to come back
out. Until they got back out in front of the crowd, I was not thrilled with it.
Really? I loved it. Oh, my God.
My favorite out of all of it was Sammy Guevara and Spears. Their segments really shined for me. I didn't quite understand why there would be a DJ there, but
I even liked Hager. That was the worst part, that bar fight, but I even thought Hager's stuff, I was cracking up laughing.
Mr. Jericho's was pretty good, and Hager's second half was better. I didn't care for the first half, but when they went through the kitchen wall, the fake wall and all this stuff, but the second half where they were, the choke slam off the top of the truck into all the wood, and that looked good.
Yeah, and I think that Cody Rhodes everything lined up tonight. Cody went back to his old theme. I was happy about that.
I'm happy he went to his old theme, but that was a huge detraction from tonight's score. Sorry, but
they added.
I didn't like this feud to begin with, and I don't know why they turned it into a USA versus UK thing. Then you hear Cody say that he had to, workshop all of his promos. Then he says, "I didn't
Memorial Day
workshop. I didn't actually know what it meant." When I say workshop, I don't mean actually workshop. I meant I talked to the legends and sent it to them. So he records voice memos of his promos on the phone, and he sends it to everybody around.
He tested it like a movie, like when you test a movie in front of a crowd. That's what he was
doing. But still, the point is that I don't know why it turned to a USA Pro.
Because it's Memorial Day. It's Memorial Day, and you wanted to use the American Dream name. That's all it was. I want to use the American Dream.
And it just made this gimmick so much worse for me. It could have been so much better, but using the USA backing of it.
What do you mean? Like I
feel silly.
I guess I don't think it's silly.
It just really didn't make sense as to how it turned into this USA pro America thing anyways.
Because the other guy was
Dream. It just didn't fit.
Well, the other guy was insulting the country, so. And his dad was the American
Dream.
Only
because he was foreign, and they turned it into this.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't.
USA hates England, and
I don't think it was that crazy. It really wasn't that. I don't think it was that big a deal. I see people complaining. I don't get it. I think people are over Cody though, but I like Cody. So.
Well, exactly.
But I think people are over him though.
More into ogogo at a certain point, and
I think ogogo sucks. I don't know. I think ogogo sucks. So.
I do like him. I don't think he was built enough to be in this position yet, surely. And it doesn't even make sense why you.
He doesn't suck, actually. He hit a hell of a frog splash at one point, but he's just not Cody. I like Cody.
So,
I like Cody's
that match
story.
Was not great. Cody's match was not good tonight. That wasn't up to Cody's usual standards.
Right. They just went out there to do the USA thing, American Dream thing, and use the old theme and have a pop. I liked it though. I like what they did. I'm glad it wasn't long. I'm glad it was quick and just USA.
It
American
was 11
Dream.
minutes. It could have been a little bit quicker even. I didn't care for a lot of the moves and what they did in there,
but Gogo's frog splash, dude, that was a pretty good frog splash.
That was a great frog splash, and on top of it, but he did the gut punch to Cody. He got him in the ribs and then in the jaw, and then Cody falls from the top ropes and he hits him with the frog splash. That shouldn't have been a 2 count. That should have finished him because that gut punch has been so protected to this point.
That's what I don't get is they built that up that, oh my God, he's going to die if he gets hit by it, and he got hit by it several times and he survived.
Exactly.
It was weird.
So the booking of this match and the way they had to frame it like Cody's invincible, I don't like Cody at this point.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I'm done with
I get it. I sense it. I can hear it in the crowd that they're sort of dying down a little bit. And he had to go out to the crowd tonight to be like, come on, I'm Cody. And then they were like, yeah, we do love you. But he had to sort of coax it a little bit. I get that. I smell it too. I love him though, dude. I'll just admit, I'm a mark. I've been a mark for Cody since before.
I do like Cody, no doubt.
I love him.
I want to for him, or if he's heel, root against him, no doubt. But this is just not enjoyable to me. This is a Super Cena feel. He's invincible, and no matter what he's dealt, he's going to come back. And
that's why they built this guy up, because this wasn't a major fight. They tried to build a major fight. I mentioned it. It's the Rocky thing. Yeah. It's just a stepping stone. Eventually, he's going to lose again to somebody. It's just
we saw everything on top of the Lex Express bus that Cody has.
Right.
Once they did that was ridiculous, and QT already tapped, so there was no point to see the match. We then got the match, and he beat QT clean.
Yeah.
So what was the point of this?
What's next?
Continuing?
I don't know.
Now I'm going to face your top student. Well, why not face the top student first before you face QT? This should have been where he fought QT. Right. So none of this made sense. this match really wasn't good, and they had that Super Cena thing going on with Cody.
Yeah, it was Hulkamania is what it was. It was Hulkamania.
Yeah.
But I'm a Hulkamaniac, so I was like, I love it. I get it. But I knew it. I was
Hulkamania,
like, I
Super
can tell.
Cena, all of that, no
Let's
sell.
go back to the beginning, though, the good stuff, because at the beginning of, like, the before the fucking...
I want to actually start with the pre-show.
The pre-show was good. Holy shit. The women's match.
Promos were fantastic.
Oh, yeah, dude. I will suck.
The editing and everything they put together.
Release
amazing.
the name of the man who edits your stuff, because whoever edited the pre-show video packages are phenomenal. Who edited those fucking things? I watched them all the way through, and I was like, damn, this is a movie. Like, they did WWE quality, but better type of stuff for the pre-show. So you, like... What a pre-show, dude. Not to blow somebody, but whoever edited and directed and planned out those segments to edit for every match felt like an amazing story, how they edited it. Which, you know, not all the matches really did have an amazing story, but how they edited it made it feel that way, which WWE does that a lot. WWE has like a shitty build, and they have a great promo.
The editing department has always been top-notch, too, in WWE. They always find a way to showcase, like, you know, the simplest match, and they turn it into this amazing showcase. It's incredible.
Right.
We did it so many times. Look at the silly feud that's over, like, a shampoo commercial, and it turns into an epic Mania feud. It's like, how is this possible? But they manage... So their editing department, even commentary did well. Yes. I like how they brought people out one by one at the end. You know, oh, here comes Taz, here comes JR. Like, that was a cool feeling. I do have to mention what was weird. It's like, hey, look, there's Mark Henry. Oh, there goes Mark Henry. Yeah. He didn't even say anything. He just walked out, waved, and turned around. It's like that Grandpa Simpson meme where he comes in, you know, and walks right back. Well, that's what it was.
That was perfect. Hey, Mark Henry, okay, see you later. I mean, he's not that big a star.
But literally, you know, a year ago, all the legends that Randy Orton attacked in the back are coming to AEW. We had Christian, Joe, and now we got Mark Henry. So if we get Ric Flair, I think we're almost complete. We just need Shawn Michaels, and the deal is done.
How good do you think Serena Deeb's match was with...
That was fantastic. I am not a Riho fan. I don't think she's bad, but she just doesn't click with me personally. Right. This match had such great chemistry, and they delivered an excellent title match. Standout. This got the crowd going. It was a great way to really set the tone for the night. I would give this match an 8 out of 10, easily.
I couldn't believe it, man. First of all, the crowd helped it because that was the first match, right? So they were fire. It's daytime. The women tore it up. It was so good. Now, JR, I will say, talking about commentary, he was like 60% of the time, JR was awesome. He like added great stuff, but the other 40% of the time he was a corpse or he was off or something like that. So he did have issues, but overall tonight, I loved the commentary. And I loved when they brought in, like you just said, Taz. Like Taz goes, Tony Schiavone goes, you can really feel how the people relate to Adam Page or whatever. And then Taz was like, what, because he's a drunk? Like, I mean, that stuff was great. So commentary was just, I really liked commentary tonight. Like, nobody pissed me off. Only a couple times did I think, wow, JR's like, wake him up. But
even the way the match started was awesome because they had the fans chanting back and forth, you know, Riho and Deeb, and then Riho goes to put her hand out, and then Deeb just slaps her, and then she slaps her right back, and I'm like, all right, this is good. This is awesome. I'm into this. Right. Just between the crowd hearing the reactions, the slaps back and forth, as like Riho didn't act meek. She really had like this more dominant side about her that we don't usually see, even with the 619 and, you know, a few different things. The standing guillotine looked great. They had a great bit of chemistry. The single leg submission looked painful, and that is often hard to sell. Yeah. Sometimes that's like crap, and that actually looked painful because Riho's small, so she really like wrenched on her leg. And you know, there was some really great near falls and pins. I thought they did a great job in this match, and it was a longer match too than I expected for the pre-show. It was almost 15 minutes.
A really good match to launch the show. Like, just such a good match to launch the show off. Really exciting, like you just said. I was watching it in the shower. Funny enough, I almost did start waxing it, but I didn't. Let's go to a dono. Oh my God. Oh.
9/10 delivered hella. Jungle Boy and Sammy were the winners. It NY.
Okay. What up? Oh, it's New York. What's up, Kakarabia? He's going to give the show a 9 out of 10 tonight. Oh, my God, bro. New York giving the show a 9 out of 10. Let's put him in there with the $10. That's the top dog of the donation pool
8
tonight.
points here. Not tonight.
No 8 points tonight, man. New York with $10. That's the top dono. 9 out of 10 for AEW.
That's a great score, but
yeah, he can be harsh too.
That is the thing tonight that I'm very happy with, and we'll get to that. They let a lot of the younger talent shine mostly.
Right.
There's a few instances where, you got some, I don't know if it's selfishness or just ego, but we'll figure it out.
Either way, yeah, it was one of those things where, they did their best, I think. Like, I really wasn't angry. And, they put me in, what I can say is they put me in such a good mood that I've got blinders on for some things that other people didn't like. I was not mad. I've got blinders
like I said,
on.
there's
so
really
happy.
not much criticism tonight either, so.
Yeah, well, pre-show's great.
Overall.
Let's start with the, let's line them up. Give me the opener and let's go. Let's bring it on.
Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, Excalibur, and Taz. It's a busy booth, but it's working because Taz added to this match in a great way.
Right.
So we have Hangman Page against the animal Brian Cage, the Beast himself. Every time Brian Cage was in any type of trouble, the way that Taz sold it on commentary made me nervous. Like, oh crap, he's gonna lose. Like,
oh my God.
No. Like, Taz added to this match for me. I don't know if that was everybody's cup of tea, but I personally enjoyed it.
Taz and Don Callis both did the same thing tonight. Fucking fire, dude. And I'll wait to talk about Don until later, but Taz did as well. Sometimes I'm irritated by Taz and I don't buy it, but tonight I did buy it, and I loved when he was heel right away when he said, "Why can the people relate to what Adam Page? What? Because he's a drunk." And I loved that. And then from then on, it was great. He tried to be the commentator, but was also selling well, like the mistakes that Brian Cage made in the ring, trying to get goofy and do the buckshot lariat, which is always the story with Cage that they, like on the indies and stuff, hey, this guy thinks he's a high flyer, but he should just be a muscle guy. And they actually brought that into the reality of the story here. And then on top of that, he had his buddies turn on him a little bit or not listen to him. So there's, Taz has all kinds of problems with his guys all the time. He's a mess as a manager. But on commentary, he was good. When they brought in those side commentators, they did a good job. Listen, you know me, I would bury the hell out of the commentary tonight if it pissed me off. Sure, JR had a couple of moments where he was like on NyQuil, but there was a lot of moments.
He looked very sickly and he sounded off at times. And then there was even a couple of times where he was like, and he lost it. And he's like, oh, I lost my breath. And it sounded like he started to cough and like they cut him off.
Yeah, he lost it at one point trying to call something, which is, whatever. There were other times, though, that I was like, Jesus, he's out of it. But there was other times where he was amazing on the call. And especially during this, dude, I was cracking up. We got to wait till later to talk about it. So let's just keep with this. But anyway, Adam Page and Cage.
We already talked about the NWA women's title match. Yeah, we covered that with Deeb and Riho.
I meant later on about the main.
No, I know that, but I'm saying to the chat, they said you're not going to cover it. Yeah, we
already talked about it. Yeah, we talked about the Deeb.
So in this match, this was one of my favorite spots of the night. There's many, but when we got that superplex to the outside, and you actually heard Taz gasp on commentary because it was crazy. Cage lifts Page up off and then comes right down onto the ramp. I mean, right from the apron, like straight. It was crazy to go up that high. The superplex looked so painful. Hangman sold it incredibly well, and the crowd was chanting "Holy shit!" And to hear that chant again naturally for a time that actually deserved it, not the Thunderdome where they pressed the "This is awesome" button all the time.
Yeah,
this was warranted for a "Holy shit" chant. I was so stoked to have that back with a live crowd that I was just like almost in tears. I was so happy.
Yeah, dude. I mean, this show lit me up tonight. I didn't feel like I wanted to fall asleep like I usually do. Like, I'm so lit up right now. I might give this show a fucking 9 tonight. Like, that's how crazy I feel.
Yeah,
like
it's with fans being back, that adds certainly to all the point.
It's probably not that, but it was so good to me. Like, the pre-show match was a goddamn 8, and then this match was good. I would you say the women's match was better? So pre-show match was a little better, or
I think the women's pre-show, the NWA match, might have been a little bit better than the opening match, but they were almost equal for the stories that they offered. So
yeah, they were close.
Because there was a bit more story in this one, but the opening match was a bit more intense per se, So
yeah,
it had a bit more, not so much intense in spirit, but like in rivalry sense, like for what they did. So
for anything that was a 6, if anything was a 6 tonight, the crowd carried it to a 7 or carried it to a 7.5 or
even
an 8.
7.5.
Yeah.
Now Ricky Starks and Hook come running out, and I'm like, oh, and you hear Taz selling it like, yeah, get out there, help him, and then he doesn't use the FTW title, and this is kind of like a bit of a face turn for him not using the title. So it's interesting to see this story develop. So at least there was that in the match, and Hangman didn't just beat him absolutely clean. I mean, he still beat him clean, but there was a bit of a reverse distraction all in all. And, Hook tries to calm him down. Ricky's like, you can't hit me because I got the broken neck. But at least Adam Page gets his, his loss, vindicated and his win back here. It was a really just stellar opening match. Got everybody excited, and I love the outcome because it makes sense. Sadly, there's a couple of people on the card tonight that they do this start, stop booking with all the time. It's like as soon as they need somebody to feud with, oh, we'll pull them back and we'll make them big. Like last year, Lance Archer was also going for the TNT title against Cody. Now this year, he was going for it against Miro. And then they'll just forget about him for the next few months, unfortunately.
Right, yeah. Well, I mean, listen, and then what's the next match after this? It was Lance?
The Young Bucks.
Oh, the Young Bucks, right.
Taking on Moxley and Eddie, and the crowd made that entrance wild thing work.
Yep.
I'm still not a fan of the theme, but
Tony Khan right again, man. The guy's hitting on all cylinders.
I'm still not a huge fan of it, but I don't care for the theme. I miss his old theme. That's just me. It doesn't take away from anything, though. But I'm glad the crowd was so into singing along with the X version. And this match, damn, this match was good. Like I said, these guys are not Young Bucks style workers. I thought Young Bucks slow down and they did more, in-ring work than they usually do. Instead of doing tons of acrobatics, they had their moments, but it wasn't
it still had that
as usual.
It still had that too long vibe, though. I was like, all right, this match is a little too long, but I loved it, so it didn't matter. But it was like, Jesus, this is long. But I guess it had to be to show that they were going to beat Moxley, and
yeah, like they really beat them. And I mean, they hit him with what, 4 or 5 BTE triggers to get the pin at the end.
Yeah,
that was and like you said, it's such a counter way of their style, like a mixed match of styles. Like they're never on the same page, and like, how is this going to work? You got brawlers and you got lariats, acrobats. They did a great job working together. Young Bucks really played up the heel gimmick even more so. Moxley and Eddie sold the beatings that they got expertly. They really built up the audience to get those hot tags.
Commentary was hilarious too. They made a call that like involving the shoe or something, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but they, I kind of cracked up a few times. And
like I said, there's so many stories going on at this time that it gets to be overwhelming. But like so now you got Doc Ellis and Carl Anderson on the outside, and you see Kazarian kind of be, he said, I'm going to hunt you all down and ruin you all. So now he came out like a sniper, taking everybody out. Okay, he's going to keep them from attacking, and you still got to deal with the cold spray and all that stuff. But
he waffled him.
Eddie did that huge dive on the Gallows as well. That was crazy. So
I can't believe how he waffled him with the can, and then Moxley got busted open. I'm like, did he cut himself? Because he must have cut himself. Because
I don't know if he had like a cut, like a pre-cut, so that when like they fill with glue sometimes, so that when you hit it with something like that, it'll open up. But you have to like aim that can perfectly. So he must have.
Yeah, and I think he got hit more here, but it was just like, wow, like that was wild, dude. He got waffled with the can.
That was a great bleed job, no matter what, if it was hard way or bleeding. I think he bleeded it, but I'm almost pretty sure it was the moment when they went ahead and, because he wasn't on the camera at that point, but they sold that Moxley and Eddie could win these belts at any point in time. They made it feel possible. You had the Young Buck kick out mania, but at least it fit in the never give up John Moxley style that he has. even with all the double teams and some great moves, in between all of this. And Nick goes for the big swanton, and Eddie puts his knees up and then gets a huge hot tag onto Moxley and comes in and just hits everybody with that double DDT. That was great. I mean, there was just a huge 450 splash from Matt. That looked great. Like all of it was, or I think it was Nick actually, but they really, really earned their paycheck tonight.
I just got to tell you, man, and shout out to Mike Messier, who was down there tonight, our buddy. But, man, there were so many funny moments tonight. It was so perfectly done. I thought everything was done so perfect. We thought that, I mentioned this a week or two ago, that we thought, like, oh, listen, the AEW title is going to be defended earlier in the night because probably Kenny's just going to win from bullshit, and then they're going to go home happy with the Inner Circle winning. And you'd think that that's how they'd want to end it. And they did everything that way to a T. But it was a perfectly done story. But going into this tag match, great tag match. I thought the entrance was good. I actually liked the Wild thing. It was a good story
with all of this, like you said.
The Young Bucks are dicks.
Do you think the Young Bucks are going to put anybody over, or is this just, because this is the story?
Well, they spent years putting... No, they spend a while putting people over, I think. I mean, this is the problem you get into with this is, like, these guys can never lose. What?
Yeah, they're EVPs, and you keep hearing about all the EVPs fighting.
That's why Cody made that thing where he's like, I can't win the title, because he was like, I'm not even going to bother, because, like, you'll just hear, like, what, you're going to win the title? You're the owner, like, or whatever. So it's like, that's why they stayed away from the belts for a long time.
Here with the Young Bucks EVPs, and same thing with Kenny Omega,
right.
And Kenny even said it to Orange Cassidy. Well, as your champion, I want to defend it, but as the EVP, I worry about you.
I'm surprised.
So they're making this known to fans, and they're using it in storyline as well, but it's real. That's the problem. It's a real, partnership that they have. They are actually the EVPs, and they are actually fighting backstage. You hear about all these, stories about how, this audio is going to be leaked now, and there's going to be, well, hopefully something comes out, because I want to know why the hell they're all fighting with each other and disagreeing so much. But I
don't know if I believe it. I don't know if I believe it.
I can believe it with all these.
I can believe it, but I don't think I do believe it.
We'll see. I want to see some proof. I'm not accepting it as fact, but
yeah. I mean,
I can see the possibility.
I could see them arguing a little bit. I mean, who wouldn't? But I mean, dude, there's so much to build up tonight. Let's go to the donos again. You guys are donating. Thank you guys for donating, man, and keeping the show on the air like you always do. Last night on Monetize This, you guys were awesome. Friday night, Throwdown was awesome. Now we're going to have a Friday night show to review after SmackDown. I don't even know what I'm going to do. Looks like Friday nights are going to become a double wrestling show review, and Throwdown will be something else. I don't know. It's going to be crazy, but let's go to the donos and hear what you guys have to say. You guys can donate a couple of different ways. Streamlabs down below or Stream Elements down below. Either one, 2 different links, credit card or whatever, PayPal. Or you can use Superchats below if you want to give Google 30% of your money. Superchats work as well.
And it's not going to be live Friday, I don't believe either.
Yeah, that's too bad, but...
10/10 Sammy got it done for Inner Circle.
I love it. Sammy Guevara gets it done. Baltimore, Deontay. What's up, Baltimore? Good to hear from you, you sexy beast.
And he did it without harassing anyone.
And he did it without RAPE on anybody. It was amazing. I love Guevara. I think he's a goddamn star. I think Jericho sees him as like the new Eddie Guerrero, and I think that's a big thing right there. Means a lot. Baltimore, Deontay.
He's been one of my favorites since he came into AEW.
Yes, he's been, and I hated him at first. He was great.
Yeah, he grew on us.
How was that late night session you had, Joe?
How was the late night session I had? Oh, what do you mean? What up, Ryan the heel? How you doing, brother? Oh, I'm not sure what you mean.
About the Coke dealer? Or?
You talking about the Coke deal, or you talking about the Monetize This, or I'm not sure.
Monetize This was.
I do know that I did a round table with the $25 producers today. That's going up soon. It's an hour long or more. It's great. You guys are going to like that, I believe. David Arnold, thanks for subbing to the channel and making the zombie run for your wife. Look at that, David Arnold. When you subscribe to the Joe Cronin Show, zombies run for your wife's privates. It's unbelievable.
You even got that girl to moo last night.
Oh, yeah, that chick mooed last night on the sex line.
You donated $50. I'm going to take my dick out because you donated $50. You donated $50, motherfucker, boy. I'm a rich motherfucker.
Oh, shit.
It's so good to have live crowds back.
Yes.
You knocked this show out of the park. 8/10. The entire show was fantastic except for the Cody and Ogogo match. thought Cody would do the job, but outside of that the only complaint I have is the show was long AF.
I'm glad he didn't do the job because that would have been retarded. But the Soundwave, thank you for the $50.
He would do the job. Thank you, Soundwave. I really was, but I even predicted Cody to win. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, maybe he will put somebody over. But none of the EVPs put anybody over tonight.
Who did Cody put over? Cody put some other people over, but I don't remember who he put over now. Who's Cody? And Soundwave, thank you.
He put over
$50.
Brody Lee.
Brody Lee. Cody put over Brody Lee. And guess what? Brody Lee was worth putting over. This guy,
yes.
No. Cody's the fucking star of the company. Don't put over Dingleberries.
See, but they could have built up Ogogo and make it, but this wasn't the story. It didn't make sense to have Ogogo go over at this point.
Right. I don't mind.
So
I had no problem.
There was no need for any of this, and it was just like, that was the only. But the rest of it was, so we get to the big shows coming out now. And Justin Roberts explains the silly rules to this battle royal. I've never been a big fan. I love the Royal Rumble, but I the way they do this battle royal, I'm not a big fan of it.
It's only fun because you're like, who's the Joker? That's the reason why it's fun.
That's really the only thing you're waiting on, because you have 5 guys coming out at once. The way they do it, it gets to be a little bit of a cluster because you're just waiting for it. Cluster meaning spot.
Yeah,
fest,
Cody put over MJF. Cody put over MJF. So Cody put over MJF and Luke Harper, right, or whatever, Brody Lee. So Brody Lee
yeah.
And MJF. Guess what? 2 guys that mean something. This guy Ogogo's new. I don't even think he's full time.
Yeah, this wasn't the point. But just saying that none of the EVPs put over anybody.
They did
tonight,
a theme gimmick. They did a theme gimmick tonight. Like, the American Dream. It's Memorial Day. This guy attacked America. I get it. It was a little. It wasn't supposed to be a big thing. I don't know why people. I saw people upset about it earlier today too, because they were like grumbling, like, "Here goes Cody." There's a lot of people that don't like Cody, but it's just like, in my opinion, like, Cody has been so over. So it was just a little thing to get him out there, like Hulk Hogan, do the America thing. I did the American Dream. Yay! That's all it is. 10 minutes, get out of there.
It just felt so manufactured. I guess that's. Came down.
Well, because it is. It's like it is. It's the most.
That's the problem. It wasn't genuine. It wasn't.
How do you make it genuine?
Because he could have had an actual story where he inherited his dad's legacy to become the American Dream. But with this, it why would it fit in this? Why did he need this? What was the point?
Because this guy was shitting on America.
But he hadn't at that point. That was the thing. Like there was no. He wasn't shitting on America, or it was just attacking Cody because of QT. Like that was it.
Well, that's what at first, but then he made a comment.
Flag over him after the fact.
Right.
And then it turned
Cody
into
was like,
this whole big, UK versus America thing. But
it really wasn't that big a deal. It wasn't even that big. They didn't even book it that crazy like that. They just kind of went. It was like an undertone.
So Fox SJW with Cody, and a lot of people, we took it on the chin with Cody for that promo, but it really was a bit, obnoxious.
Yeah, I guess some people don't like him. I don't get it. I don't even think it was that. We
just like Cody to the point that we gave him a pass for that. Really, is what it comes down to.
That
promo was pretty egregious. Oh, my half white black child being born in Georgia, which was once segregated and now is you're not at a point where you have to use separate water fountains. Like, what are you talking about? This.
I don't know, Janelle. I don't know why you're saying this in the chat. I didn't say he needs to win. I said he doesn't need to win, Janelle. You said, "Oh, please, Joe, Ogogo doesn't need to win." I know. I literally just said that. Ogogo doesn't need to win. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Ogogo sucks. He doesn't need to win. That's why Cody needed to win. That's why I'm glad he won, because he was the good guy.
Yeah, that's why I even predicted Cody would win. It didn't make sense to have Ogogo win.
I know. Jake is the liberal who voted for Biden, calling Cody an SJW. Jake, you are a fucking weirdo.
It works because it's true.
I don't think it is. I think his promo wasn't SJW. I didn't vote for Biden. You voted for Biden. I don't think that promo was SJW. I rolled my eyes a little bit because he keeps bringing up the mixed kid, the mixed gender. Great, we know, we get it. Fucking, you're not
the first. He had to pull in so many things. I wish I could remember everything that he said in that, but yeah, it was.
I told everybody at the time, I thought that promo was perfect. He literally was like, brought in some of the left and then brought the right and then had patriotism, which the left hates the patriotism. The left hates when you're like, I love America. Well, Cody said, I love America. So he embraced the right. So I thought he took the left and the right and mushed them all into his chest and said, I got everybody and I got America's back. And this is why I love America, because we grow as people and we fucking stick together even if we don't agree. And that's what his whole thing was. I didn't think that was SJW at all. If you think that's SJW compared to what's going on in the world with these psycho SJWs, I mean, like, holy fuck, I think you're becoming an SJW if you think that's SJW at this point. Not you, Jake, but I mean just people who think that. Because listen, I hate the fucking SJWs. And yes, Cody Rhodes is virtue signaling sometimes like a weirdo. Like, oh,
he had his
we're not going
soapbox.
to,
That's deal. We both said it then.
Oh,
it wasn't anything.
What do you say about Russo?
terrible.
Like, oh, it's out the window. Oh, shock factor's out the window. Is it, Cody? Is shock factor out the window? Someone's bleeding every 2 seconds. There's sexual innuendos everywhere. You had half dead pigs hanging from the freezer tonight. Okay, like the guy is weird, but I don't have a problem with it. I thought this was a simple, stupid story with a guy who's a goof like Anthony Ogogo, and it's just a way to get Cody on the pay-per-view.
It's Cody too, and that's the problem as well. They do the same thing with Cody over and over and over again. He disappears for a while, then he comes back. He starts to cut a promo. He gets interrupted. He gets beat down. He cuts a "I'm going to get you back" promo, and then he wins the match or two, and then he disappears again, and it's rinse and repeat over and over and over again, basically.
Right? Yeah, he's a little much. I do agree with you. Cody is a little much. He almost cried 7 times tonight. He came out there was like, oh god. Like, listen, Cody Rhodes loves the new Star Trek shows. I know there's something wrong with him because of that. But the bottom line is, even though I agree with you that it was the weaker part of the night, I popped because I'm a mark right now for Cody, so I'll admit that. I'm too much of a mark.
But
I could see it. I was like,
and MJF, that was a different, Cody. That was, in the beginning of the AEW span, that was a different version of Cody that I more cared for. And then I don't know if it's just that he changed when fans went away for COVID, or I'm really not sure what it, but the booking changed.
He's going to hold that baby up like Simba. Jake, he's going to hold his baby up like Simba.
Yeah, exactly.
Cody's going to be like the guy where, like, at school, if anything weird happens to his kid, he's going to, like, flip out and go to the school. Like, his kid's, like, a king, and everybody else's kids, like, are just normal. You know what I mean? Like, I am a little worried about him. He's got a weird complex of, like, ooh.
Shock factor's out the window.
Yeah, shock factor's out the
They don't
window.
do anything to shock anybody. So speaking of having a Joker in this match,
okay,
people were going nuts. It's going to be CM Punk. It's going to be Daniel Bryan. It's going to be, I don't know why people overhype themselves. We did it to ourselves last time because they promised us. This time they didn't overhype it. They just said that they have a random unannounced, but they didn't make it next level promise. So I halted my expectations and tempered it, nicely.
Got excited though. But
I was so excited because I really like Lio Rush. I loved it when he was with Bobby Lashley. They were making some of the best promos together, and they weren't even on Raw. You had him on Twitter always cutting these amazing promos, vignettes, all of this stuff. And they didn't use them or him on Raw for any of it. It made Bobby Lashley look like an absolute menace and a star way back then. And they didn't put it on TV. And then Lio Rush got a chance to be in the Cruiserweight division. He was amazing as a single star. I was so, honestly blown away. Talked to him a few times, told him, and then I saw it tonight. I was like, damn, he's done great with MLW, winning gold there. I'm basically a mark for him at this point. I really want to see him succeed. He looked great, but it was, when they're going to do that and you're going to debut someone, it sucks to have them lose. So I understand why some people were really upset with that. I was okay because he got a good showcase and he looked good in the match. But I can also see why some people were really upset. Why debut someone and have them lose?
Didn't Cody lose to like Luke Brody Lee in like 30 seconds or something like that?
Yeah, it was a really quick match to lose the TNT title, and then they had the dog collar match for Cody to get it back, and that was Brody's last match.
That's just, thank God.
What a last match to go out on.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a hell of a match, but
I still think I do the same thing with Brody Lee that I do with Kobe. I'm like, what? He's gone? Like, it's just awful.
It still hits me every now and again. I have the shirt, and you pull out the laundry,
guys,
and you're like, oh yeah.
I got to promote this real quick. The other day, you guys know EC3 was on the show. He was amazing on the interview. If you missed my interview with EC3, check it out. He released Free the Narrative. He's been working on it for a year. It's 1 hour and 20 minutes long. It's available on Vimeo. If you guys haven't seen it yet, go later on tonight and watch that show. I'm putting the link in the chat right now for you guys to bookmark it for later. It's Free the Narrative. Use my coupon code FREECRONIN. And you're going to get 20% off. Free Cronin, and you get 20% off. Free the Narrative. It's a wonderful thing. You're going to enjoy it, and you're going to wax your carrot to it. I promise you that much. So go check it out. Let's play some more donos from you guys. What are you saying about AEW Double or Nothing? And thanks to Splendor Man 700 who just subscribed to the channel. Yo, Splendor Man, you sound like a pedo, but that's okay. Welcome to the show.
A was making stars. DMD Sammy Orange Darby. Show was great. 9. 5/10.
Damn, coming in from Houseman. I wonder if it's Nick Houseman. But no, thanks for the $3. It was a fire show. How about the fact that poor Sheeta? Like, because I'm like, they're going to start a DMD channel on Sheeta, and she's supposed to be the face.
At least she got some fair, response from the crowd, and they were cheering for her as well. It wasn't all one-sided DMD, but it was exciting to hear the DMD chants, and commentary was like, I guess there's, a lot of fans. Like, they didn't know quite how to take it.
Well, I don't know how they can not know that they have created a face in Britt Baker at this point. She has obviously become just badass face. Like, she's sort of like Owen Hart with her like outside interference person, and she's Triple H. It reminds me of Triple H when Triple H was facing Owen Hart, is what I'm trying to say.
I could see that.
Yeah, it's like people started cheering for Triple H. Like, Owen Hart was supposed to be the face, the good guy, but Triple H and China are just beating the shit out of Owen Hart, and people are kind of cheering for Triple H with the crutch and everything at that time.
Yep.
And yeah, Britt Baker's that match with Thunder Rosa. Well, she was already winning over people left and right, but that match with Thunder Rosa sent her over the top.
Before she got injured, I mean, she got the concussion initially, and that kind of got some sympathy from fans. And then some of the promos she cut, people weren't crazy about. The one on the boat was okay with Tony Schiavone, but then she really got injured, and they really took advantage of letting her have her own set and stage and doing her backstage thing, and they brought it out and did it on stage, her little talk show, and they gave her a chance to shine multiple times, with her comedic chops and also her heel nature, and she got to show a different characteristic side of herself, and she was very good, and fans were enamored by having a female who could be charismatic and talk as a heel. You don't see that done very well often. She was believable. I hated the dentist match that they had.
That was awful.
Tooth and nail. That was horrific. I wish that never existed. That I blame Big Swole for that, but still, bad all around. I wish that never happened, but the fans do like her, and there's a lot of reasons too. I'm happy that she's champ. Before we get into that match, though, Matt Sydal was the Joker last year, and everyone, he slipped and had his slippery debut. But
was that really a year ago?
That was a year ago. So
are you serious? I thought that I was thinking of that too when he came out as the Joker, but I was like, wasn't that like 5 months ago at some other pay-per-view?
I know, it feels like it was.
Oh my God, that was really a year ago, dude. What the hell, dude? The year just didn't happen.
So right away we got.
Wow.
They baited us very well with this match too, with the Casino Battle Royal.
Yeah.
By having Christian Cage be there initially, and people thinking that he's going to win, everybody. That was my pick. It was Christian Cage or the Joker. Everybody had Cage or the Joker, I think, pretty much as their. And I like how Penta came out with the Joker themed outfit, so people thought he was the Joker at first, and it kind of confused people.
Well, that was weird. It was like, why would you wear that when you know there is a Joker coming out?
I thought it was kind of funny, actually. That threw everybody off.
I thought the commentary could have made it funnier too, and they really kind of didn't. They stayed away from it, I think, unless I missed something. But again, for the people that are just coming in too, I thought commentary. We for the most part, we thought commentary was really good. Yeah, JR had a couple of little spoofs here or there, but JR also had a bunch of really good calls at times too. So I don't know, it was weird. One minute he was like dead, and you were like, he needs to retire. Another minute you were like, only JR could have called it that way. So it's weird. It was like hit or miss with him.
He had moments that I was like, oh, so thankful he was there, and other times it sounded like he was in need of medical attention.
Yes, yeah. I'm glad. Fuck him. Die on the mic. That's what I think. I love JR. Die on the mic. I don't care. As long as you got
out swinging.
Yeah, and then Don Callis, someone said earlier he's a wannabe Bobby Heenan. I don't think so. I think he's very convincing and funny at how he is. I think he's pretty damn good.
I don't think he's trying to imitate anyone. I think he's his own style. He
reminds me of, we had a friend named Mr. Rose there, and I told Rose, I go, you remind me of Cyrus the Virus. And I really think that is the character a bit, and I just think he's really good. I love Don. I think he did. Dude, when he yelled, "Oh shit," tonight and ran away, we're skipping ahead. We'll talk about it later, I guess. Let's go back to the fucking Rumble or the
They handled that nicely, having Christian Cage, but the problem is he got chopped by, I forget who came in. Somebody chopped him in the back of the leg, and then he just rolled to the outside, and he was gone for most of the match.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I don't care about
Hate
when
that.
they do in Battle Royals. And they've done it a lot in the Royal Rumble with WWE as well lately.
Don't you think the way to solve that is always that when someone enters the outside, not over the top rope, that the referees on the outside give them a 10 count to get back in the ring, or they're eliminated?
That should be established, or just any outside is elimination now. No longer have, I like the over-the-top rope, but you got to keep people from... So the 10 count is really the best thing to keep everybody back inside the ring. Because then you get the Roman sleeping moments, and that's what happened tonight. We didn't see Christian until the end again, when his spot came about, and he comes back in, Hardy's back in.
Well, that's what happens when you're an old piece of
Jungle
trash.
Boy comes back. So
when you're a crippled old Canadian, that's what happens. You can't be in a match the whole time. You're on the outside waiting.
So it was pretty crazy in that sense, and I'm very surprised they went with Jungle Boy. I thought if it wasn't the Joker, which some people, myself included, heard it was going to be Nick Gage, I think that would have been ridiculous. But with him being featured on Dark Side, and he's had some resurgence in popularity again, people are, interested about his life and career. So,
not me.
He doesn't fit with his deathmatch bullshit style in AEW, anyways. So I'm glad he wasn't the surprise.
Yeah, well, but it didn't matter much because I saw Leo Rush and went, oh.
I was excited, but I was like, they're not going to give it to Leo Rush to face.
Isn't Leo Rush a dickhead? Haven't we been told he's a real dickhead?
What the issue is that he had so many creative ideas and he kept trying to get them through, and they labeled him as hard to work with. But really, he was just trying to put creative through because they weren't using and doing anything with him or Bobby Lashley.
He was good too. I will say with Bobby Lashley, he was good.
All the stuff that they put out on Twitter, like the backstage interviews and the reactions to losing and seeing Bobby Lashley flip out, that was amazing because it made Bobby Lashley look like a legit monster.
Mm-hmm.
And it made Leo Rush seem valuable to Bobby Lashley, like he was actually, adding something to him.
This guy goes,
why were they around? Is the point.
Man of 1,005 holds goes, Nick Cage, Cyrus the Virus, Con Air. Man, I don't know. Leo Rush is. I don't know how I feel about him yet, so I'm gonna wait. I was like, I kind of. There's a part of me that likes Leo Rush
for a long time, so
yeah.
I'm
just worried that he's just another flying guy that does nothing. That's what I'm worried about. So hopefully not. Hopefully that's not what happens. But I'm worried that he's just going to be another Spider-Man in the ring, and then that's it.
I sent a message in DMs before, like almost an hour ago, saying, "Congratulations! I'm so excited for you. Like, this is great. Hope it works out. And did you sign a contract or anything?" I haven't heard back yet, but we'll see.
Okay, so you're a mark. Great.
Like I said, I'm a mark for him. I'm excited
for Leo Rush.
I like his in-ring style. I like his talking ability. He's been one of my surprise favorites for quite some time.
Wow.
I actually started watching MLW again just when he joined and came into it.
I watched MLW a little while back, and he was I don't know. I think he might have been the main event or something, and it was really good.
He won the title, and he had some great matches in MLW, so he's been on top there, and that's the only reason I started watching again, because they emailed me randomly and they're like, Leo Rush is joining. I was like, oh, let me check this out, and it was awesome to see him there. So
yeah, it was cool. I wonder if he's here. I wonder if he's here as a contract or if he's here as talent share from MLW. I don't know.
I don't know. That's a good question, but
yeah. Let's go
with everybody bringing up, Tony Khan and his promo against his kayfabe brother Nick Khan.
Right. Oh God, that was funny, and
it was funny and well done. And then WWE's quick little jab back is just putting up Nia Jax beating on Britt Baker on Instagram. When she was on
that is
Raw
weird
years ago. So that's pretty funny that they showcased that.
Ton of Rojo, thanks for subbing to the channel. Baby, what's going on? We're getting lots of subs tonight. Lots of people are subscribing. Good to see you guys. Welcome to the show. We're live after every AEW, WWE, and I'm live all the time, and this is a big channel. I do a lot of shit.
Duncachino?
Enjoy
Don't mind if I do. What's my name? Duncachino. It's a whole new game. Duncachino. You want creamy goodness? I'm your friend.
Say hello to my chocolate blend.
When Hager and Wardlow was in the freezer with the two hanging pigs, I was screaming, beat the meat.
Oh my god, dude. BDW Chop and Screw. Thank you for the $5. Dude, my daughter was freaking out during the fighting. She was like, oh my god, they're going too far. I don't know where. Hold on a minute. I got the video. Well, so my son fell asleep. My youngest fell asleep while watching AEW tonight. Well, we watched it together, but he fell asleep a quarter of the way through. Then my daughter comes down, and then she resumes watching the show with me, and she came in, really started paying attention during the street fight or whatever.
They're going too far. You know, run over somebody with a car?
She's screaming, "They're going too far. They're gonna run somebody over the car."
They're going what?
They're going too far. You know, run over somebody with a car?
And Brenna's like, "They're gonna run somebody over the car. Like, what are they doing?" And she was into it though. She's like, "This is a little bit violent, but I like this for some reason." I'm like, "Well, you're crazy like me." But yeah, so it was wild. Let's go to the donations. You guys are a lot of stuff you guys want to say. I can see it. Shit bomb.
You become
Ooh.
a shit bomb.
A 62-year-old man had the biggest pop of the night.
Goofball and Company, $4.99. Is he talking about Sting?
Yeah, you know, and I was making a joke before saying like, oh, 62-year-old's gonna, but Sting did far more than I thought he would.
Oh my god,
the Code Red, incredible.
Like, dude, Sting
he killed it. I was blown away.
That was better than his.
Got it.
That was really good. Like, wow.
Jojo, listen up. Today, Celtics got beat by the Brooklyn Nets.
Oh.
Nets player Kyrie Irving nearly got hit by a full water bottle that was thrown by a Celtics fan as he walked to the locker room.
Good.
The fan who threw the bottle is probably married to Debbie.
I hope Kyrie gets hit by a fucking steel chair the next time. I don't watch the Celtics in basketball because the sport sucks now, but the Boston Bruins won their game, baby, and I'm the monetize this champion, so that's all that
Cody
matters,
Rhodes
you
is the
stupid
most
son of a
selfish,
bitch.
disgraceful wrestler ever. This was a complete burial. This whole match was shitting all over the UK. Why can't you put over another person that is from a different country? The SJWs from the UK are going to shit on this.
Why can't you put over someone from another country? Okay, so like Shida, who's from Japan, who's the women's champion for 1 year long. Pacharo, you fuck. Hello.
Meaning Cody.
It's called fucking ogogo is fucking a sucko, and he fucking loses. That's what happens.
He wasn't the right person to put over there.
Listen, I mean, I get it, like that, you know, the UK thing or whatever, but there'll be a time where, you know, another country will beat a USA person, but we're in home turf, the hometown team. If we're in Canada, the Canadian would have won maybe. You know, that's what would have happened.
I don't have a favorite match. Everything I liked was fantastic. Britt winning the title, Jungle Boy winning the Battle Royale, and Sting actually pulling through his first live match 6 years was great.
Soundwave, thank you, man. He did just enough. How about that? We were all waiting, Soundwave 92. We were all waiting. What's Sting going to do? What's Sting going to be able to give us? What's going to happen? And they fucking nailed it.
I still see that, Joe. I see it every time with Seth Rollins, you know, the buckle bomb and then Sting running off the ropes and then just collapsing. It scares me. It stays with me. I was so nervous for him then.
Why don't you go? Why don't you DM him?
And I have the same spinal issues, and you know, I don't think he knows how to use Twitter. So
yeah, well, no doubt about it. But he had a great showing tonight. I mean, this if that was his last match, like, which it's not, but if that was his last.
That's something to be proud of. Yeah,
man,
the way the crowd reacted, his finish to the match, all of it was great, and we'll get there, you know, when we get to it shortly. But still, excellent showing there for Sting and Darby, and I'm surprised they won. I actually had it booked the other way personally. I thought that they would put over, you know, the new heel team in Paige and Sky because they just got together. Paige just came into the company recently.
A lot of good guys winning.
He didn't win the brass ring, so what was the point of him debuting there? It's like, all right, this felt like somewhat of a way to put them over and make them seem legitimate, but
I didn't think they were going to lose because it was like, man, what if Sting takes a pinfall? That's ugly. If Darby takes a pinfall, that makes they just look horrible. There's no way they can lose this match.
They could do it with Darby because Darby's came in injured. That was the way to get out of it because Darby's been down so many times. He just took the stare attack 2 weeks ago. Then he lost the title because he was so beaten down, and that was kind of the excuse for him to lose to Miro because of how destroyed he was. So he has that never give up, never say die attitude, but they could have damaged him to the point where he wasn't able to kick out or respond. He was unconscious, that kind of thing.
Well,
and the injuries could have been too much, and then they could always get revenge. But now they're done for. They're dead in the water. So you're going to see those two face who now? Who cares? I don't care if they threaten anybody. I don't see if they're going to challenge the Young Bucks. You just lost this to the 62-year-old.
No, I think
Sting's a legend, but
it might be Sting and Darby that challenges the Young Bucks.
That's a possibility. Someone's got to get the titles off them eventually, but we'll see.
Or I really think Moxley and they're going to stick with them. They'll be another match.
I think Santana and Ortiz are going to take the titles eventually.
That'd be.
I think those are the best faces to get the titles off of the heel Bucks.
That'd be awesome.
You want a great match, Santana and Ortiz? That would be 5 stars.
Yeah, I'd be down with that. That'd be kind of fun. Yeah. Oh shit! Oh, it's turkey time.
It's turkey time. Holy shit!
What if they filleted us? What if they killed us and ate our children?
I am
what if
the freaking monetize this champion. Suck it.
What if they filleted us? If the turkeys ate us? If they had to hate us? The Thanksgiving was a little bit different. Instead, the turkeys ate us. They gobbled us apart. But first they'd eat our nuts, and then they'd eat our bud. The turkeys ate us. What if the turkeys ate us?
You want turkey, chat? Do you want some turkey, chat? Give me the fucking turkeys! Give me the fucking turkeys right now! Give me the turkeys!
What if the turkeys ate us instead of mashed potatoes? Instead the turkeys ate us.
Look at those motherfuckers!
What's up, Joe and Jake? Wrestling show of the year. The crowd was hot, great booking decisions for the most part. Gay at 4-hour wrestling show and I just want more. Biggest pop of the night was 62-year-old legend Sting diving off the fucking poker chips.
Yeah, man, a lot of people pop for that. That was pretty cool. Did they not hit on almost everything tonight in a way? John Wills, thank you, John Wills, for the $29. The turkeys are running wild in the chat.
Turkeys, that's what I'm really thankful for.
Man, this felt like we're back. It felt like wrestling's back. 700 people watching the review again.
The refresh, the rebranding, it came alive again. I'm serious. It sounds so cliche, but this was enjoyable because of the audience and the reaction. I know we're not there yet, but Sting jumping off the poker chips was great. So wrapping up really quick, I wasn't thrilled with the casino battle royal, but it was what I expected. They had their spots. And it's always a spot fest. They wait for people. They come in. They do their finishes. So it was as expected.
It surprisingly entertained me and didn't make me angry. So
yeah,
I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. I thought it was all right.
It didn't rewrite the book on
maybe
battle
6.
royal.
Yeah, it was nice. There was some nice spots outside. Jungle Boy seemed like a star, like you were saying earlier.
They put Jungle Boy over. That's huge. He gets a title shot soon, and that's a massive, opportunity. So that's really big. And
man,
I thought it was a fun match overall, and the crowd celebrating, singing Baltimore again. Tarzan Boy afterwards was fun.
Oh, Tony just loves the song. Well, first of all, me and you love that song a lot too, so we're the same. But you can tell Tony loves it too because he just lets it play. He's like, leave it on a little longer.
Yeah, even when they're starting fighting in the ring and they should have ended the song a while ago. He just keeps it playing.
Like, I paid for that.
I did think
let
that
it go.
to myself.
That's why I couldn't believe he cut off Darby's song as early as he did it when they came out.
I
He cut it
know.
off.
Or Wild Thing. I figured they would have kept that going even longer.
Yeah, but he loves the Jungle Boy, and we love that. We love that song too. Tarzan Boy is a great song. All right, what's next? What we got?
So this was a Cody match. We covered that. The crowd wasn't hot for it. They didn't really establish a go-go at all whatsoever.
Cody
so
did have an alteration. Did you notice that? They had the symphony. They had symphony music accompanying Cody Rhodes' theme. I don't know if you noticed that.
I didn't catch that. No.
Yeah, I swear to God, you guys, someone backed me
I'll
up.
have to go back and listen,
It was
but
weird. I didn't notice it until halfway through. Wait a minute, there's like a little accompaniment going on behind Cody's theme, for the patriotism thing, and he looked like a jackass Uncle Sam or whatever dressed out there. Again, like I said, I'm a mark for Cody, so I just cheered. I was marking out for Cody, so that superseded the dumbness of it. It's kind of like
the charity coming out beforehand. That was cool. They had the service dog with them and
right.
And the veteran that works for AEW. I always forget his name.
Are you talking about like the veteran, like a veteran, like Memorial Day veteran?
They just hired recently. Someone in the chat.
Oh, you talking about Dean Malenko or somebody like that?
No. He's an active wrestler. He's a veteran for the. Yeah, somebody will name him. They just hired him recently. Now he's been on Dark a bunch. I can't think of his name. Sean Dean, is that it? Maybe I'm wrong.
Fuck him.
In any event.
Anyway,
still,
the match was blah. I'm just happy to hear the Cody theme. Yay, we heard the Cody theme. He won. I cheered for Cody myself. Then Cody and the crowd was behind Cody. But when Cody first started the first year they were like cheering him like he was stone cold. Like seriously.
Dean, I was right.
But tonight they were cheering him, but like they were tired from the matches before, and they were like cheering him like 6 out of 10ish, and he had to go out and go, let's go, and it was like 7 or 8 maybe then, but then you can tell, man, at some point he's gonna have to turn heel and be this guy like, I'm the best dad.
Because the crowd,
I'm the righteous.
It didn't work. The crowd was not that into it. And thank you, Mason Rawleyson. They were the first one to mention it, But yeah, it was Sean Dean. So, but I didn't like the video package that they had. I usually don't mind those things when WWE does like the Memorial Day, like quick little thing. I just felt like the video package, they needed narration. They're having to read all the quotes, and the way they did, I just didn't care for it. And it felt very.
What's crazy is the video packages for the whole show on the pre-show were fucking awesome.
Phenomenal. Like we said earlier, we praise them.
But then Cody's, that Memorial Day thing was almost like thrown together by a high school student or something. Like
because it felt like a PowerPoint presentation with just random quotes throughout history that were supposed to be. Yeah, but not all of the quotes fit. They didn't fit the feud. They didn't fit Memorial Day. Like it was just supposed to be inspirational, but.
And see, that's why I think this was more about like Memorial Day and celebrating America.
I think that's what they tried to turn it into, but it was originally booked as this whole U.S. versus UK thing, which I didn't understand.
But they knew when it was. They knew when this date was. They knew what they were doing.
It was supposed to be, the factory versus the family. That's what it was supposed to be, and then they turned it into the country.
The factory lost again. They're spitting out cripples.
Apparently, so
whatever. It's
after that. We had Miro and Lance Archer, and here's what I said before. Stop booking. Lance Archer again going for the TNT title, just like he did against Cody last year at Double or Nothing.
And he's a loser.
And he lost. I predicted he would win here due to because Jake got attacked the other day.
You thought Miro...
Hear me out.
Okay.
Because I thought Miro was going to lose because Lance has lost so many times. They recently, not that long ago, turned him face. This would be a big win for him because they did that start-stop with him so many times. It would make him finally look credible. But on top of it, Jake Roberts was going to play a big part in my mind because Miro attacked Jake Roberts at the weigh-in type press conference.
Hilarious.
They had.
I don't know why they did
Jake Roberts clear in the stomach, and so we saw that. So I thought that Jake Roberts is going to distract him or be a factor in this match, but he wasn't.
He was.
And then
he got to do the snake
threw
thing.
Damien. He threw Damian, so
Yeah, I mean, well, I think that is the point. They wanted the reason for Jake to get involved with the snake, but Miro's so badass that he wins.
he just chucked the snake though, and so PETA. He's
PETA's coming after him.
yelling at PETA on Twitter now, saying I'm the champion. Tell PETA F off kind of idea, which is funny, but that's always Miro for you.
I would.
Somebody said in the chat.
I love you. I am
quote.
shocked. I give you credit for picking that, but I am shocked. I would have never. I feel like this is Miro to the moon right now, and I would have never thought he was losing.
Why,
and Lance Archer sucks. He's so lame, dude. He's so lame. Everybody dies. Everybody dies. I don't believe a fucking thing he says. He sucks.
They haven't done much with him recently at all, so they really. I thought we're going to try and like showcase him and make him legitimate, and then they can have this back and forth feud between these two and like really showcase, because the match wasn't bad. It really wasn't, but it just was not what I thought it was going to be. Yeah, he said, I'm the champ, bring PETA.
Man,
Peter Pan, I don't give a rat's ass.
It's like, again, this is another one of this is like the Cody match. You seem to not like these type. But it's like Lance is there to seem like he's a real wrestler who's a threat. But really, it's just put over Miro. Like, thanks, Lance. Like, you're not here for anything else but to put over other people. Lance is never getting pushed. He sucks.
We figured that was their final answer tonight. This certainly proved it. It was a worry beforehand. Tonight proved it, that he's always going to be the spare tire.
I mean, Lance Archer is not a good face.
I thought that was only my nickname, but no, they're only going to pull him out when they need him, so he's definitely the spare tire.
I'll tell you, man, every time he speaks on a promo, I want to cut myself. Like, Lance Archer, should never be a face. Absolutely should not be a face. Because
he doesn't work as a face, and then there's no reason for Jake Roberts to be with him.
No, get him out of there now. Fuck it.
Jake Roberts as a face doesn't work anyways. He should be a heel. You have Jake doing shows with shoot promos talking about wanting to stab and kill people like the Ultimate Warrior, and then he turns around. He's supposed to be a face. It just, it doesn't fit with his character.
Right.
He should be a heel that was mentoring this next incredible monster. Instead, Lance looks like an idiot, and it makes Jake deflated and useless.
Unfortunately, Jake is more entertaining than Lance by far. And now Lance is good in the ring. Lance is okay in the ring. That's why Lance shouldn't say a word, almost. I think if he stopped talking completely, it'd be better, because it's his talking, because he's fucking cheesy. He's like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out there and everybody dies. You don't believe a thing he said. I'm sorry. Are you listening? If you're listening, I'm sorry, Lance Archer. I know you could step on my head, and you're great in the ring. I really do think you are good in the ring. But, I mean, you are super cringy on the mic. Stop talking into the mic. I don't believe it. You come off like lame. You come off like the annoying kid that no one believes. But yet Miro is great, even though he's ridiculous. He's like, and I'll tell you what, I'll hit you in the face with my palms. I bear palms in your neck, and I'll break your
crazy
arm.
The way he goes on these crazy sprees.
You're like, laugh.
That's the Miro that I like, and this is how he should have been since he entered, this dominant, crazy Bulgarian. Now, here's the thing that troubled me is that I know they wanted to get heat. I'm not an idiot. I see what they did. So they cut off Jake Roberts, and Miro shoves him down, steals the bag, chucks it up the ring, and you're going to get the big boos. And obviously, oh my God, he's chucking the stuff.
That's
that's
sick.
Funny. But if they didn't do that, JR that's just sick. That was a great call too, and you believed it. But if they didn't have him already attack Jake beforehand, I'd be okay with this then. So now he's attacked Jake twice, so there's no revenge for Jake. So unless Jake Roberts is on his way out, what's the point of this? Why destroy your legends and destroy your face all in one? It didn't completely make. I get you want to put Miro over, but either way, so Lance is done. We know that. Forget about him and move on.
Absolutely.
I give them credit for getting heat with the snake, and not because I'm not saying it didn't work for me. I didn't want to see Jake Roberts not get his revenge, but that's just the unfortunate side effect of the story here. But it still was a good way to get the crowd to react.
I do think that Daryl Stoltz, I don't know about them being a tag team, Harry Smith, although Harry Smith should be in AEW, but I think I don't know.
Squad. Yeah,
I do think Lance may need to team up with somebody, but
he needs somebody to make him work at this point, because as a solo guy, as a face anyways, he's not He's not anything.
If I was AEW now Lance Archer seems like a nice guy. That's the thing. He seems like a good guy, but I'd get rid of him.
And I didn't say Lance was buried. No, but here's the thing.
He should be. He sucks.
He should. Well, he is. Because they're not going to do anything with him after this. So he may not be buried in the typical sense, but in a creative aspect, they're not going to utilize him at all. So he is done for. That's what I'm saying. Well, how do they build him up from this? He's lost so many times, and it didn't make sense for him to turn face anyways. And besides all that, they did the whole, the referee's got to call for the bell because he passed out, and make him tap then. I'm so tired of everybody being protected in a way. They have to pass out. When everybody gets to pass out instead of tapping out, it makes it not special. When Austin did it, you were like, oh my God, that was crazy. He's bleeding, and it's so much pain. You could see the torment in his eyes as the blood drips down his face. And then he loses consciousness as his last act of defiance. A big fuck you to Brett. Amazing moment, because it was built and warranted and earned. You didn't get that from this. Should have just made him tap. I'm so tired of everybody being the hero that has to pass out because it's their last breath, and they just tap out. Save it for a real story moment. When everybody does it, it doesn't feel special.
Everybody does it, and there was a lot of false finishes early. That's the other issue that I would say about tonight.
Early on, yeah.
Even the pre-show was filled with false finishes, and it was like, oh my God. So too many, maybe too. Because
in general,
I'm trying to think of things to criticize because we love the show so much tonight, but maybe a little too many false finishes. Listen to this.
You had nothing but time to prepare for each and every one of the guys that came before me, but you have nothing but despair to look forward to when you step in the ring with me. You've been AEW champion for far too long, and I'm sick and tired of it. And it's going to come to an end. And the Murder Hawk Monster is going to be the AEW champion. And there's not a damn thing you or anyone can do about it. In the end, everybody dies.
It's like he's acting too much. Like, and everybody died. And then you lose every time. Every time you lose, everybody dies. Like, dude, you can't even fucking pin a person, Lance Archer. You fucking idiot. Somebody send him this video. Lance Archer, stop saying everybody dies. It makes no fucking sense because you can't even pin anybody. Okay? Everybody dies. Do you know what dies means? It means to be deceased. It means to no longer breathe air. You are not alive. You are put 6 feet in the ground. But yet every time you say everybody dies, not only does nobody die, you don't even lose. I mean, they don't even lose. You don't even win. You suck. Everybody dies. You always lose. Like, it's the worst fucking thing ever. At this point, to be still saying it in your promos. Yeah. You know, when Bret the Hitman Hart said, I'm the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be, it felt like he had to go out and prove that every time, and eventually he won most of the time. That makes a little bit of sense. Even if Bret Hart said, and the fact of the matter is everybody dies. That doesn't make any sense because nobody died then either. So that doesn't make sense. Now, if you're
talking about his brother,
listen, if Owen did, but no, if you were Mankind or somebody, and maybe you went out there and carved people up, or you were the Abdullah the Butcher, the only person that can say everybody dies is New Jack and Abdullah the Butcher. Those are the only people that can say that. Everybody dies. I don't believe you, you fucking weirdo. You suck at promos. You're annoying. You have these over fucking done facial features. Let me say. And then you got
for the Undertaker as well.
Right, the Undertaker.
New Jack, of course, but Undertaker as well.
Rest in peace. Like, I believe it when the Undertaker says rest in peace. I don't believe you when you say everybody dies. Don't believe it. I believe Jake Roberts, though, when he goes, this man right here is going to carve you up. He doesn't care about anything. He's sick. He's sadistic. And I'm like, oh, wow, he is. He's sick and sadistic. Wow. And he looks, he's in the background. I'm like, oh, maybe he is crazy. But then he gets on the mic and goes, I'm going to do this, that. And it's like, oh, my God, dude, everything Jake just did, you fucking undid it. Fucking get Jake Roberts with somebody else who's a psycho. And Lance Archer sucks.
Joe. Janelle said, oh, maybe Lance doesn't want to look weak when I said, why not just tap out? Well, first off, everybody, you're still passing out, so guess what? You lost. You still look weak. No matter what, if they wanted to protect him, having him pass out is not the way to do it. They even made sure to mention twice. Excalibur brought up that, oh, this is a TNT title match, so the time limit's different. There's a 20-minute time limit here. So I thought, oh, it's going to go to time limit draw. Okay.
I don't give a
this.
fuck who
That's
tells
what's
him to
going
say
on.
it. I don't give a fuck who tells him to say it, Stevie G in the chat. I don't care who tells him to say it. He sucks at it. I don't give a fuck who told him to say it. I don't care if he thought of it, Jake thought of it. I don't care if fucking Tony Khan thought of it. It sucks. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I don't care
Him
who
saying
says it.
everybody dies.
So the people that are like, oh my God, Lance Archer's buried. He sucks. You want Miro to lose to him? Get the fuck out of here. What kind of drugs are you on?
It shocked me, honestly, because the way they had Jake, get attacked, I thought that he would be a factor in this match. So I didn't see how. I figured it'd be DQ draw, or we'd see, Lance Archer just win because of Jake the Snake. But I'm shocked that they didn't do that, because then they just attacked Jake again and chucked his snake. So whatever.
But Archer is a high-end jobber. Yeah, he's a high-end jobber. That's exactly what he is. Yeah. But get Jake Roberts away from him. It's a waste of Jake Roberts. Jake Roberts is wicked awesome.
The Rockin' Express or whatever he used to be a part of with all that shit. So then we had a really great match, and Sheeta taking on Britt Baker. The crowd white hot for both participants, but especially Britt here. DMD chants running wild. They had a great outing. They really cool right away where Sheeta avoids a few different knees, and Britt immediately goes for the lockjaw. And then she, goes for her own knee, and Britt rolls out of the way. So they had like this really cool sequence, and it was like they really studied each other and knew what was going to be, going for who, what, and when, and they knew how to counter everything. Like, it was just a really, really interesting and well done moment.
Yeah,
I really thought the intro match was great, and it just continued to get better. And Sheeta dives onto Baker and Reba on the outside eventually.
I like that. I like that people did give her some
on her.
love. They were so into Baker, but people did give Sheeta the love because
they cheered her. They gave her an ovation at first, and then there were still her supporters. It was like 60-40.
But the Baker pop was big. The Baker pop. It was a long match. How long was it?
It was.
Do you remember how long it was?
It was almost, I think, 18 minutes. 17:30, I believe. Somewhere around a little over 17
I thought it was
minutes.
20 minutes or something. Holy shit, maybe I'm wrong.
A little over 17. I figure I gave them like 14 or 15 originally, so I'm glad they went over that.
Yeah. Not bad. Not bad stuff. I thought it was all right. I don't think there was a lull, but it was nice how they set it up. And Britt Baker.
There wasn't a lull in this match at all. Everything they did, with Reba accidentally hitting Britt with the crutch, and then they got a really close near fall. I thought that was going to be the end there. I was shocked it didn't end the match, actually, because I thought that would be the excuse as to how, she didn't get the title yet. I was like, I thought she was going to win, but damn, they're going to protect her. And nope, that wasn't the case. They did actually go with Britt. I'm happy she won it. She certainly deserves it.
It's too bad the only thing missing was if they had that sort of like Thunder Rosa match like on this pay-per-view, that would have been like, ooh, that would have been amazing. This wasn't quite the best.
Yeah, but this was still a great match.
It was great though. Yeah, it was good.
And the feud hasn't been that interesting, but Sheeta wasn't really that interesting, especially with the language barrier. She couldn't cut the most stellar promos, but she was still fun to watch.
She learned a lot of English, and
she improved.
But how did you? Because this was like a talking point on Twitter when she talked that shit to Britt Baker on the promo package. That was fucking. I thought hilarious.
Yeah,
Other people thought it was cringe though. People that were like, that was cringe.
I thought it was good.
She goes, what did she say? She goes, "You're not Britt Baker, DMD, dirty moron, dumbass." It was like they cut to her, so she didn't say that. They just cut to Sheeta, and then Sheeta goes, "Dirty moron, dumbass." And I went, I started losing it. I thought, dude, Sheeta's a better promo than Lance Archer.
Compared to the lack of Sheeta in the past, I was okay with it because at least we got something.
Right.
I mean, think about all the other times where all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's pay-per-view. Now Sheeta is defending her title against so-and-so. And you're like, or she's not even on the match or Dynamite. So she wasn't used for how long? I mean, eventually she was on the other shows. And it just, I know she defended her title a bunch, but it never really felt special, sadly. She had the title for a year, and I can't recall one match or feud from any of it.
She was better than Riho, but it was kind of like Riho 2.0. Like, okay, we wanted Japanese woman to be champion. Riho isn't working out as well. Okay, Sheeta, you try. Like, you try to be our Japanese
a bit of a fan of the
international
Joshi
star.
style, to a certain extent, but it's like I don't want to see a full-on invasion either. Like, you want to see a balance, and that was the thing. Riho wasn't that, but Shida was better. She could cut promos to a certain extent, and she was more entertaining in the ring, I think.
Yeah, I think that I like Shida though. I really do. I do think you're right though, and I think a lot of people are right. I think she was just too boring. But there's a place for her, and she really did hold the division a little bit together for a while they didn't know what they were doing. Like I would say, like, if I was ranking the women, I would put up Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker, and then Serena Deeb. Although even if they're not really AEW, they're like NWA, whatever. But
like Statlander.
And Statlander's up there, and then Shida. But then everybody else before that was all below them all. Like, they were so bad. All the other women below them. Nyla Rose, and the list of other women, all bad. Just all terrible. Red Velvet's good. They're finally starting to get some...
gotten much better.
Yeah, they're getting... They finally have players that, like, can wrestle. I think, so that's good. So we're coming into what should be the better year now for women's wrestling in AEW, finally.
Too, I always forget her name, and she's been rather enjoyable as well. It'll come to me eventually, but besides Jade, yeah.
Oh yeah, and we love Jade too. So like the women's division is starting to fill in finally.
I keep hearing Tessa Blanchard might be going there.
But do you remember when the first year of AEW with just the awful women's wrestling at first?
So bad. It was just all Riho and
Sakura and God, that was cringy as hell. Like, it was just terrible. I don't know why.
The Cody USA gimmick was to let everybody know he's serious about running for Georgia office seat somewhere. This was a political reminder. The whole he workshop his promo is what ruined the gimmick. The match was good, but...
The match was good.
Yeah, especially hearing the whole workshop thing. And then
27 Freddie Mitchell. Thank you, man. I don't know about the match being good, though. Thanks, Freddie Mitchell.
Yeah, Tay Conti, I enjoy.
I thought you didn't like me.
Anna Rose went ahead and, or Anna Jay, excuse me, she went ahead and got hurt, so that sucked. But I don't care for Nyla Rose, like you said. She's had a couple decent matches, but never anything that's been.
I always feel like it's not fair though. Fantastic. For some reason, I'm always like, this doesn't seem right. I don't know why.
Yeah, there's the elephant in the room, but
don't mind if I do. What's my name?
It's New York.
Duncachino. It's a whole new game. Duncachino. You want creamy goodness? I'm your friend. Say hello to my chocolate blend.
Jake. My bro, it's New York. Just showing love to you, my bro.
Oh.
Yeah.
We love you.
You, New York.
Thank you. New York, New York. Let's let a few more donos play, and then we'll get to the rest of the matches. We got, 2 more left?
Yeah, I remember envying New York, that first call that he put through, because I was like, oh, that's so cool that you're taking calls, and, I should try. And I was like, I was too nervous, and I didn't want to call in from hospital setting and all that shit. So that's why I listened for so long. But it was like, I remember him calling in right away.
We will take calls soon. I'm going to take calls tonight.
Yes, no Tim Tebow lol, but this show was a 7/10. The Inner Circle winning wasn't the move, cause isn't Jericho about to go on top with Fozzy?
Well, I think they planned on some of that, being what you would think, but it was clear once it was the ending match.
Yeah, it did kind of turn it around once I saw it was the main event. But they're very smart again with Jericho's booking of how they handle it, getting attention, because now ESPN Superdad was saying all they're talking about is this happened in Urban Meyer's office and Jericho throwing the footballs and beating MJF with the laptop, and so obviously that was funny.
Oh my God, someone clipped it and sent it to me, but they left out the funniest part. Somebody clipped the part where he says, holy shit, because that was fucking hilarious.
Oh, that's the best part of it all.
The guy sent me a clip, and he clipped it out right before he says it. I'm like, no, that's the best. Dude, when he goes like, holy shit. Like, dude, I lost it. I thought that was comedy gold.
So we'll get to that match at the end.
Oh,
but,
shit.
Yeah, the women did great. And then we had Sting and Darby Allin against Ethan Page, Scorpio Sky. Yep. I didn't care for the build that they've had to this match. They attacked Darby
what do you
Allin,
care
they
for?
attacked Sting, and
Jake hates everything.
No, I like most of it. But did you like the build to this match?
To what? Darby Allin
to
and
the
Sting?
Sting and Darby Allin against Page and Sky.
With them just like beating them up every week or whatever.
Basically, and then the Sting copies and all the Stings running in one by one to get attacked with the masks. And
no, what they did last week was not. Well, what they did Friday night was not good.
That was so ridiculous. That was just, hey, I watched an old episode of WCW and I want Sting to wear a Sting mask again.
I thought they were fine before, though. Like, I thought they were going fine. I just thought the go-home show the other night wasn't very strong.
Less than okay, and then it just got less for me. Like, the stair throw was a decent stunt live. That was cool.
Right, it started well. Like, it actually got worse as it went on, and then they finally had the match.
Maybe that was, and I think last week, the whole Sting mask, or last Dynamite, that was such a craptastic segment that really just soured me on it. I think that's what it is overall. But I was still excited to see the match because Sting live, Darby Allin I enjoy. Scorpio Sky never disappoints. Ethan Page is kind of the wild card here. See what he's going to offer in this style. And damn, did everybody perform well. This was a great match. I thought the heels would win. It's a bit odd to have, the faces yet again just completely obliterate the heels, but it's Sting. You don't want to have him or Darby lose again. Sting! So, hey, it works. We got to see a hell of an outing from Sting, and I really was excited with this match.
Yep, I thought they did well. I never was entertained. I was never a huge Sting person either, ever. But that was really impressive. Like
I never was either. Admittedly, you know that, But when he first debuted in AEW, like I said, I rewatched his debut a dozen times the next day because I was so just captivated and enamored by it. It was awesome, and it gave me goosebumps. And I was never that big of a Sting guy, and even but it was over Sting, oversaturated with him. You see him a bit too much. I wish they kept him more of a special attraction. Seeing him get beat up, so many times, and some of the other things. I wish they would have, sprinkled them here and there, but still, this match, great tonight. Going just off of what they gave us tonight, I was very, very happy with.
Yeah.
And by the way, the way he hit the ending Scorpion Death Drop clean when Scorpio Sky goes for the cutter, that was a great ending. What a transition into the Death Drop.
Somebody please tweet.
That was a surprise moment. Sting.
Somebody tweet me the video of the coach saying, "Oh shit" or whatever, because it was too funny.
Yeah, right.
It's too bad that they cut it off because it was great. I can't believe they cut that part off. Probably because he swore, I guess. But I mean, somebody cut that. Somebody go grab that for me, because it like that made me crack up. Like it was so like I don't know, man. It's just one of those funny moments, and the whole thing was funny too. Like that was well done. That was the best. That was probably one of the best editing, some of the best editing or planned out backstage things. Like Money in the Bank, Eat Your Heart Out, because that was well cut. I thought I loved it. And then we're jumping ahead here again, but it's just I can't contain it. I enjoyed everything tonight.
We got one more co-main event, and so we get Kenny Omega, Pac, and Orange Cassidy. Crowd's loving every minute of it. Justin Roberts is screaming his heart out. Hell of a ring introduction from him.
Yep.
And we see that Kenny Omega's unbeaten in singles matches in 638 days now, so that's a crazy stat. This was a really fun match, well delivered. You knew that Kenny wasn't going to lose, but they did make you almost believe a few times that the other two had a chance. Oh my God, might pull the trigger? No, they couldn't. Wow, Orange Cassidy's so close, and Orange looked like a badass. Pac looked like a real bastard. That 450 splash that Pac hit on both guys, that holy shit chant, so amazing. That was incredible. Pac went ahead and ran behind Kenny at one point and gave him the avalanche, like German suplex, and he literally chucked Kenny from pillar to post, like completely across the ring.
Yeah, that was
he literally
awesome.
Just heaved him. That was one of the
how about when Kenny kicked Pac?
Sickest German suplexes ever.
Kenny Matrix kicked Pac and he went flying into the bottom turnbuckle. Like that was
sick. That was nuts. There were so many moments that Pac was on a roll in this. He worked over everybody with those crazy kicks and just wow, I was blown away. This was great. That huge around the world DDT for Omega, he got that really close near fall. That was nuts. Orange Cassidy just did a hell of a job really making the crowd get behind him again.
Jake, I got something to say to you.
Dirty moron damas. Dirty moron damas.
At least the Spanish announce team weren't making fun of her anymore.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. Yeah, I don't even remember what they said, but I guess it was bad, I guess.
Making fun of her accent and all this stuff. So,
well, look at their accent. They're going to get a taco.
Exactly. You figure, pot calling the kettle burrito, but whatever.
Hey, listen, I don't care about making fun of people's accents. That's fucking hilarious. I still can't believe that guy lost his job over it. Who cares? Who cares? Make fun of everybody. Who gives a fuck?
Well, you should be able to, but especially when you're in a political stance, like, your company you're supposed to represent. And I get it. It's not, especially when you have all this, stop Asian hate. And you that's not the audience. That's not this. We have an audience here that knows we're joking and realizes that we love everybody, but we want to have fun.
It's a playful jab. It's not an Asian hate. It's a playful jab. And listen, if you want to stay away from that, maybe call them up and say, hey, listen, try to stay away from those type of jokes and stuff. We like you, but don't do that. Don't, but God, he lost his job over it. Like, what a bunch of pussies. I don't know. That's how I see it.
Who they let Cornette go for with the NWA thing? That was ridiculous. So,
would they
making a starving Ethiopian
joke
the
Ethiopian thing? Yeah, that's true. Well, hey, it happens.
How sad that was.
It should happen.
But this was a great match. Again, Kenny delivers. As much as I'm not a fan of his, he delivered. You can't deny that he's great in the ring.
I loved it. He once again he sold the first Superman punch from Orange was like all right, but he sold that last one epically. Absolutely love Don Callis on commentary. I love at one point that he made like a noise when he was in trouble, and he went ooh, and and then JR
emoted, and that's what got me to worry that Kenny might lose. Don Callis.
JR goes or Tony. Do you remember who it was? They were like Don Callis just lost his mind for a second. I don't know where he went, and he comes right back, and then later he went shit. And it was like, yes. Oh, my God. It was great.
Kenny gets the belt and goes to hit Orange with it. And then he goes, and Cassidy hits him with the orange punch instead. And then he covers him and he gets the 2 count. And then Omega goes and hooks him and just rolls him into the pin to get the 3 for the ending. So I like that. It was, again, just a quick roll up, like an any given Sunday type moment. You could have won. But the way Don was so worried when he hit the orange punch was incredidible.
Yes.
And I even liked when Kenny, he couldn't get Pac to let go of the hold, so he attacks the referee.
Right.
That was a great spot there as well.
I think we got found it. There it is. I like how Jericho goes, have a good season. That was funny too. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Dude, it's like out of a fucking Adam Sandler movie, or you know what? It's the type of comedy like when what's the movie? Superbad, where he drops the beer in the fucking store and the clerk just looks down and he goes, "Fuck my life." like dude, that have a good season. Holy shit. Like
Holy shit.
I think that was my favorite moment of that co-main event, though, because Cassidy's goes jumping from the heavens and for a diving DDT, and then you see Pac catch him and then put him right in the brutalizer. Kenny gets in the ring, kicks him over and over. He won't let go, and then he just attacks the ref. And I'm like, that's great. What a great move in that.
Oh, dude, that you're right. I laughed my balls off at that because he's like, I can't get him to break the hold. Fuck it, I'll take out the referee. And I hate Reemsburg.
That was hilarious.
Oh my God.
You Don, that was going over and over.
And if you were there tonight, I definitely think people should rewatch this on TV later because
commentary was great there.
Commentary was great. I mean, listen, I would have rather been there too, but it was such a good experience watching at home with the commentary and some of the things that happened. Let's go to the donos again. See what you guys are saying. We got a lot of subs coming in. Normal guy subscribed. I'm not sure I'm too happy about that. We want not normal people subbing. We want fucking maniacs to subscribe, to be honest. But we'll take it.
I'm not an Omega hater, honestly. You've always known that. It's just, I'm not a fan of his.
To me, the best part of tonight was seeing all the fans singing along to Judas.
Yeah.
Good to have things back to normal. Great show tonight.
Robbie Hyde, what's up, Robbie?
Every week, Robbie, then this would have been even more special. If they didn't make the AEW Dark crowds, you know, the wrestlers that are on Dark, sit around the ring and belt out Judas every week, then having an actual crowd sing it this week, you know, this pay-per-view would have been so much more special. It was still epic, no doubt. But
that's cringy when every week when you see the wrestlers singing it like it's their fucking, like it's their wedding. It's weird.
Yes.
But tonight was great, though. So, I mean, listen.
Tonight was amazing to have that crowd reaction.
I think I'm giving tonight, I'll throw it out, I think I'm giving tonight an 8 out of 10. Maybe an 8.5 out of 10.
I keep kind of going back and forth to the crowd to an 8.5, but.
Yeah. Ryan Brigandi, thanks for subbing to the channel, man. What's going on? Everybody pour a beer for Ryan and tell Ryan he's got a big one. Hit the like button, too, by the way.
Shout out to Ryan. He messaged me earlier. I didn't get back to him in time, but.
Who? Ryan Kessler.
Ryan Kessler.
What's up, Ryan? How you doing, man? Too bad about the hockey season, huh? No, I'm just kidding. What's going on? Thanks for subbing to the channel, man. What's going on? It's probably not that Ryan.
I'm not huge into triple threats either.
No,
you know, that's one thing that you and I.
Is
that
Ale
and
going to be on
I do kind of
Fridays
agree.
permanently, or is this just temporary?
It's still the rest of the NBA playoffs. It's all June. After June, they'll probably be back to Wednesday. Then they'll have their new show in that same spot. Carry sauce.
So I guess they're not going to be live. The only reason they were live on Friday was because of the pay-per-view, so they made it into a fan event weekend.
Right.
So Friday you got Dynamite, Saturday was the fan thing, and then Sunday was the pay-per-view. So they turned it into a 3-day ticket thing. But apparently, I'm curious to see how many tickets they sold tonight, too. I can't wait to hear those stats.
Well, they sold them all. It's just
and
they cordoned off an area. They sold them all. They just
I'm
cordoned
curious
off
because they haven't been selling them entirely. They've been giving away a fair amount of tickets too. So I'm curious how many were actually bought for full attendance. But still, you know, people would have probably bought them anyways had they not been given out.
A shit
Well, I saw that whole section open and I realized it was planned.
You had the pre-rolled at the end of the show.
You had the pre-rolled at the end of the show. Thank you, Ryan the heel. Wait, what is he saying? Oh,
you had the pre-rolled wheat.
Oh, like
I believe.
talking about weed?
Show last night.
Oh, last night. Yeah.
So.
Oh, I know. I think I know what he's saying. He donated something earlier, and I didn't know what he was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, because you had the pre-roll. You didn't know if you smoked it or not.
I smoked it later on. Yep. Chris Edwards, thanks for subbing to the channel. I have another one too. Chris Edwards, thank you, man. Yeah, I got another one right here. So thank you for the donation, man. Thank you guys for the donos, by the way. Appreciate it. There's some more coming in. There's a lot coming in, so we're trying to get them all.
A lot of people thought Ryback was the Joker cause he tweeted or Instagram a photo of his wrestling gear and a suitcase lol.
Yeah. Ryback's a loser.
Yeah, and then he kept saying how nervous he was. People kept sending us that shit.
Yeah, he's like, I'm so nervous.
He's trolling. He wants to be relevant. Everyone told him to retire. No one gives a shit about Ryback, and that's for good.
Yeah, people want
to
see
me. Every poll
me.
said retired, and it wasn't a meme.
I'll
People
fuck you
legitimately
up.
the first time selected that option because they didn't want to.
Stop saying that, Jake. I will fuck you up. I will come out there and I will finish it. Do you want me to fucking fuck you up in a pit of spikes?
I will say that Ryback's Fat Blaster works. I'm living
Fuck
proof,
off.
so.
Fuck off and die.
And
Shell shock.
Fat Blaster was Ryback.
Shell shock, cracker.
What you do is they give you a straw and you just wipe out.
90s car guy, thank you for the donation, man, or the sub into the channel. What's up, 90s car guy?
I swear to God, Jake, if you say that again, I will find you and I will fuck you. I will fucking finish in your mother. How about that?
Retire.
Oh, my
and you
God,
gotta deal
Ryback.
with herpes.
Ryback, settle down. Luis Antonio Alejandro subbed. I don't know why. He's been a paid producer for like months, unless that's a fake Alejandro. Probably a fake one trying to make fun of him or something like that. But either way, what's going on? Good. Yeah,
Yes.
Ryback's a loser. We know he's a lying loser, so it makes sense. Stevie G, what's up?
Where's Luis with his penis pump when you need him?
Yeah, Kenny Omega does have a lot of goofy gestures, no doubt about it. I mean, he's weird.
Yeah, the gesticulating and gyrating, and that stuff drives me nuts usually where he has to twerk and emote before he gets
The Rock
move
did it.
done.
No, people like when The Rock did it.
What's my name? Duncachino. It's a whole new game.
Sorry, apples and oranges.
Duncachino. You want creamy goodness? I'm your friend. Say hello to my
chocolate blend.
It was nice to see Cassie, Peyton Royce, Jessica, Billy Kay, and Kathy Kelly in the crowd tonight.
Yeah, that was kind of funny too. Like there was just a lot of things tonight that were like.
I didn't see that. No, so the Iconics were there. Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't see it either until I saw the picture, I guess.
Ooh, I did not catch that. That's very interesting. That'd be a great hire for them.
Well, they probably sent them tickets. Like, come on out, they'll make some noise. The Bep Jr.
Because they already were still in Florida, I believe, still. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. They had friends, lots of friends there too. Probably. Like,
well, Sean Spears is still
married.
Duncachino?
Yeah,
Don't
so,
mind if I
obviously.
do. What's my name? Duncachino. It's a whole new game. Duncachino. You want creamy goodness? I'm your friend. Say hello to my chocolate blend.
Imagine a USA versus Iran angle in today's SJW world. The American would be Boodlamau. Wow.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't. I'd be cheering. I'd cheer for the. I'd be the Patriot. Drew Bar 100. Thank you. Oh, you look like they're cheering for Cody here. Look at this. Drew Bar, thanks for the donation, man. I don't know. Man, I love tonight. I got to tell you, they had something for everybody, and that's what I loved about it. And that's what I like about the Cody match too, is it was quick and it was that type of match. I didn't need another false finish fucking marathon, so it was good that it was what it was. But it was the worst match according to people, I think, tonight. Mike Dean, thanks for subbing to the channel. What's going on, brother? Good to hear from you. We got a lot of fun tonight, man. This was so fun. Like I don't even remember I paid $50 for it because it was so good. Like, which is good.
So did I.
Hey, imagine telling yourself in March 2020 that the light at the end of the tunnel for the pandemic would be late May 2021. US still has about 600 deaths/day, but so glad we have fans in the stands for sports stuff again. When is the next in-person WW?
Thank you, fan orgies in the stands. I don't know when WWE's next deal is. I know they're on tour now, but... Oh, by the way, Kenny coming out with all
Since
the titles on him.
show up on AU, so can we officially retire the Bill Belichick Stone Cold theme video? Asking as a Patriots fan, just saying.
Since Urban Meyer show up on AEW, can we officially retire the Bill Belichick Stone Cold theme pack? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, that was pretty funny. That was funny. Holy shit.
Yeah, but this is one pay-per-view that it was worth the money. The $50 well spent.
Thanks, Freddie Mitchell. Yeah, it's worth it. This was worth it. Like, I'm seriously happy.
The last thing I heard from the Iconics was this week on Busted Open. They were mentioning how they were so shocked they got released. They didn't have any answers. They don't think they're ever going to get answers. And
on who?
When they say the Iconics, Billy Kay, Peyton Royce.
Oh yeah, they'll never even.
They said when they got let go. They when they got the call, they thought they were going to be told to do something else. Like they thought they were needed for something else. They had no idea they were going to be released because they were both involved in different things at that point that was building. So they had no idea. They're trying to be positive about it, obviously, but they're still upset, rightfully so.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I would like them when they're able to go to AEW, though. If they were there tonight, if that indeed is the truth, then I'm excited to see what comes of it. Now, this upcoming Dynamite, we have a bull rope match. It's going to be Dustin Rhodes versus Nick Camarado in a bull rope match. Then we have Cody Rhodes and Lee Johnson taking on QT Marshall and Anthony Ogogo. So this feud is not over. So what was the point of all this crap?
Oh my God.
Then we have Henry taking his big, triumphant speech break to go ahead and talk. Britt Baker will have a celebration. That should be fun. See who her next challenger is. I heard it might be Chris Statlander, so that would be cool if that's the case. And then the Young Bucks are going to take on Pac and Penta.
Ooh.
So that should be interesting.
Yeah, that should be a big one, man.
And Kenny Omega will defend the title in 2 weeks against Jungle Boy. So not next week, but the week after on Dynamite.
Christian Cage did a good job of putting him over, too. He did a good job. I thought that was nice.
Yes, he did an excellent job. And that was a very big surprise because a lot of people thought, myself included, that Christian Cage would win. And the way that they handled that, I thought it was pretty damn awesome.
I am so happy and shocked at the same time that this night, in my opinion, maybe some people didn't like it, but in my opinion, this show almost couldn't have been better. It almost couldn't have been. It could have been, but it was so good, beginning to end.
So far, like I said, I really enjoyed most of it, and really the only thing that I didn't care for was as a whole is the whole Cody thing. And then I wasn't thrilled with all of the Inner Circle main event. So thankfully they went back in front of the crowd eventually, but MJF comes out and then he calls everybody out, and they do this ridiculous have to rappel like SEAL Team 6 down.
Oh my God, dude. I was laughing at that.
Tron thing, but they looked ridiculous because they're just hanging on for dear life, swaying back. They didn't look badass. They looked foolish. So
I know, dude.
It was supposed to be a cool spot. I wish they just started when they came out to the fire where they're walking into the pyro that's set up. That looked badass. That looked like an action movie setup. They're just walking and all the pyros coming off.
You know what they should have done?
Having them sway in the wind, trying to hold on to the rope for dear life, that looked ridiculous.
You know what they should have done is they should have had a shot of the wall or whatever, and the ropes come down, and that's all you see, and you're like, what's that? And then they just slide in the camera down into the camera frame, and then the camera pans out, and you see the big long rope like they just scaled something and whatever, and then they just started walking. The walk was pretty good.
Yeah, the walk was great with the pyro going off, and so then MJF hides, and then you got it, this one by one thing, so they could, MJF is obviously trying to bait them, so FTR shows up with their classic truck, and you got everybody there, so they all start fighting on the football field. My first gripe, I'm sorry, why did they have a ring in the football field?
I don't know. Okay, well, but this is the best part. I love this. Makes no sense why there's a ring there, and the announcers know it too, because then we see the fucking fire in the trash can, which triggers Tony and JR to start cracking up and being like, what the hell is that? What is it? And they were
like a fight, parking lot brawl look. But I don't understand why there's a ring. There wasn't one last year. And it was like, if you're going to have a ring there, just go fight in the ring in front of the fans.
God, dude,
so that felt like a big screw you to the fans. I was a bit perplexed as to why they would do that.
I don't care. It was just for something different. Even the fucking fire in the trash can, dude, that killed me.
That was a good setting because that was supposed to give it the...
It was ridiculous, dude.
Action
it really
movie.
Was.
Well, it was funny. Yeah,
no,
it looked ridiculous.
Why is
there
one trash can with a fire in it? It was so stupid. And Tony laughed, and they're laughing like fucking. What the hell is that here for? I don't know.
The room of all chairs in Daly's place.
That was hilarious too. I started dying, dude. This whole
and then
match
they have a nightclub.
That was the nightclub thing was the only one where I was like, all right, it's not funny, and it was just all right. It was all right.
Like the chair thing,
Cronin
as stupid as that is, it fit with Spears' chairman gimmick. That worked. But the nightclub thing for FTR, they looked like gay lovers at a gay bar.
Good.
With the outfits they had on,
June.
They didn't look like badass wrestlers. I'm sorry, that was what it portrayed.
It should have been
they're sitting there sipping drinks.
It should have been a gay bar. It should have been
shorts.
Well, this is an early Pride Month party. That's what someone should have said that. And then they look good.
Best times I had in college were at gay bars, but
there was a ring last year, Jake. People are saying
this didn't work. There was a ring last year. Well, fuck me, I'm wrong. But still, this felt ridiculous because there's live fans. If you're gonna fight in a ring out there, just do it in the ring in front of fans.
But I mean, you know, the whole point of the stadium stampede is that. So I didn't mind this. In fact, in the chat, I was like, this is gonna end with them going back to the ring to get the big pop at the end. So I was like, this is great. I already thought that right away, so I wasn't worried. I guess if I wasn't sure they were going back to the ring, I'd be worried. But I'll tell you what, man, I laughed my fucking balls off at this whole thing. Even when it was dumb, it was funny. Jake Hager, I laughed. Some of the shots that they took and the reaction on commentary was so funny to me. I don't know, man. I can't believe it, but I laughed at this whole fucking thing. I'm shocked. It was
here's
great.
the thing. Most of it I really enjoyed. There was only a few parts so I didn't care that they had the whole stupid ass ring. I was whatever. Okay, there's 1 year before. Just go fight in front of fans. But I wasn't sure they were going to do anything in front of fans. Honestly,
yeah.
I figured since that was taped, this would all be taped. But so we go ahead and obviously, Jericho tries to get inside to the limo, and MJF is just not having any of it. He ends up fighting him off and gets out and using the fire extinguisher and throwing his coffee in his face and it's a bunch of chaos. So Jericho gets a megaphone and starts screaming into MJF's face. That cracked me up. That was great.
Then he waffles him with it after it.
Oh, he beat the hell out of him with it. Then
he
they
threw
get
it at
into
him. He just blindly threw it at him after.
Like I said, he blasted him. Then he did that quite a few times with stuff too. He waffled him with the wet sign, the wet floor sign.
Yep.
He beat the crap out of him with that, waffled him upside the head. He smashed the table that it was on wheels into MJF. They fight into the Jacksonville Jaguars coach, Urban Myers, and who is it? Charlie Strong, right?
Yeah,
head coach,
I don't know.
Assistant coach?
I don't know I don't know the assistant guy. I knew the coach.
I think
a
it's
little
Charlie
bit.
Strong. Chad will tell me if I'm wrong.
I don't pay too much attention to the Jaguars because I wouldn't
have known unless commentary, because somebody had said it before. So
unless your team doesn't suck complete balls, maybe I would know.
So Jericho's hurling footballs at him that's being passed by Urban, and then he hits him with the laptop, which is funny. And
the footballs,
the
I was
holy
like,
shit
oh no,
at the end was great.
That's where it just went off the lid right there. Well, first Jericho's comment about have a good season, I went, oh, that's funny, and then he goes, holy shit, and I go, oh my, I lost it. That was gold.
Yeah, the holy shit moment cracked me up. So
I'm a mark.
Wardlow and Hager, they're killing each other, and they fight through the wall, and I was like, that looked bad. That kind of took me out of it for a minute. You could just tell it was just a piece of thin, plyboard.
I'll tell you how to solve this. You're dead right. I thought the same thing. I thought it was awesome that they crashed through it. It was great. Here's the problem. The next time, what they need to do the next time is they need to shoot it so the cameraman roams to the left then. So the guy goes through the wall and you cut quickly. You quickly cut because the brain starts going, wait, there's just a plywood wall there? So just go through the wall and then cut to him coming out and him on the ground. Or go through the wall and then just have the camera spin around. Or go through the wall and then cut away. Oh my God, the guy just got thrown through the wall. But there's not enough time for you to sit and really be processing how this doesn't look like a normal entry to the kitchen, or whatever. So the way to fix that is that. This is a big nitpick, by the way, but it's true. You're right.
It's not a huge, takeaway, but it's certainly something that didn't look great. It could have looked better. So then we go from that, and we have I think this is where we see Sammy and Spears again fighting, and they kind of they get into the room full of chairs, and I'm like, all right, this is ridiculously silly, but it's still funny.
Then
and
it became funny to me. It was at first,
because it fits with this gimmick, and then they started whipping the chairs at each other, so I got more into it.
Because it was like an 80s crime, 80s bad boss fight.
That's then they even did the Reservoir Dogs thing.
Yeah.
Afterwards, with the little shuffle dance, stuck in the middle with you, so that was funny, Mr. Blonde. And then they went ahead and he pulls a ladder, down in front of him and handcuffs him to the side after Sammy
nailed him
already
with the
tried
ladder.
Hard off of the forklift.
Yep.
And then Sammy tries to jump off the top onto Sean, but doesn't get to, and then he gets handcuffed to the side.
Oh, that's when he gets hit by the ladder after that.
Spears says you're done, but he only handcuffs him there. He doesn't do anything, so then Sammy gets out. Why would you not have ended the match? There was multiple times, like Hager putting Wardlow chokeslam through the wood. It looked great, but why didn't you pin him then? At least cover him for a 2 count and let him kick out then. Why is nobody pinning anybody? Why is nobody trying to win this?
I'm assuming what they thought was, okay, the guy's going to still kick out maybe. Maybe they thought, oh, this guy's going to kick out still. So they thought, let's take out a few guys, then it will be 5-on-2 or something. So that's the only reason why I didn't get upset is because I don't know why, but in my brain I was thinking that way. You're right, though. Why not just end it right there? But in my mind, I was thinking they're taking people out and then they're going to get down to 5-on-2. But you're right. That's true.
Elimination then. That would have been more ideal.
Yeah.
That's how it should be. Is it because then you're just looking like an idiot, not covering or pinning. You're putting people through tables and chairs. Oh my, and it's like. So then we get to the nightclub part.
Yeah.
And while FTR and Tully are all sipping on their fruity drinks and grabbing each other's assholes,
sip on it.
They go ahead and then realize, hey, we need to brawl. So that's when Santana and Ortiz come in, and Cronin is the friggin' DJ. That was funny. He even got involved and stopped Tully at one point. They had some, kind of back and forth, but there was nothing really great with that club scene or memorable. I'm glad Santana and Ortiz were whooping ass. But
Other than all the
much
sugar glass that they destroyed, it was like,
they just walk. Why are they attacking random bar patrons? Like, that shit was stupid. That's the stuff they didn't need.
Yeah, that was weird.
We're not going to have the silly and ridiculous this year. We're going to be serious. That was what they said about this match, and they kept doing the silly. So
yeah, that I think it was just a reason to make it seem cool. I don't know. It was weird. That you're right. That one didn't play to me as well either. That was the worst part of the whole thing.
Like, I agree with Mike. What he just said. If I was MJF, I'm throwing Spears out of the Pinnacle on Wednesday or Friday now, I should say, because you had Sammy beat and handcuffed. Why did you not win the match for us?
Right. He might be.
It would have been done for. The Pinnacle would have been done with the Inner Circle. They would have had to break up. You imbecile! Like, he could tear them apart. That's what should happen. So if they don't address that or some way, then that was a big blunder to me.
You're done.
But
Bye.
if they address it, we'll see what happens.
Too bad for the Golden Knights tonight too. They got the fuck beat out of them.
Did they? Oof.
Sorry, Monica. Colorado beat the shit out of them tonight. Yeah.
So then we had the cart scene that they were fighting on top of. It was like a truck / cart. I don't know what you want to call it, but we said they choke slammed each other off, and Hager puts Wardlow through the table there. Should have pinned him, but it looks good. And then you see MJF and Jericho fighting around Shad Khan. That was kind of funny. The cutout there.
Yeah, him petting him on the head. That was funny.
Trouble, all that kind of stuff.
Finally, someone broke glass. You're waiting. When are they going to go through a window? You're waiting for that the whole time.
He slams MJF through the window of the door. It looks good. MJF comes out, and he's bleeding a little bit. I wish it was opened a bit more, but it looked good. And then they fight a bit on. He gets a hammer, tries to bash in Jericho's arm. Jericho smacks him with a trash can to get out of it.
He hit him with the bat,
and then they start to... Yeah, then he goes and gets the bat out of the side, that was put there. So I'm like, oh, good. He prepared ahead of time and put weapons around. That's cool. So he grabs his bat, George Floyd. Weird that he called it that, but whatever. And he takes the bat and whips some ass. And then from there, they go ahead, and he ends up like slamming MJF through something else. And this is when they start to fight back into the parking lot, into the ring. So,
yeah, I mean, the bat shot was like clang. It was all like crazy.
I heard the shot. Floyd definitely hit him clean. So that was a hell of a reverb, that bat.
And then MJF coming out to the balcony when it's gushing blood. It looked awesome. Like, they really hit a crescendo.
Because the rest of the stuff was filmed earlier. So with him coming out, he had time to bleed more. So by the time he shows up out, he's really bleeding, and it's good. So, now we get Sammy driving into Spears, and that was crazy. A great callback with everything there. And the way that Spears took the hit, he did a great job and delivered it well, because it was a great sell job. He jumped into the cart basically to take the momentum forward, and then he could, land backwards. It was great, looked effective. And then they kill each other, with great springboards, and Spears hits him with the chair and gets a near fall, and the crowd's going nuts. And then Sammy just flips him off, and then he beats the hell out of him with the chair. He hit him multiple times. And Sammy still kicks out. And then Spears sets up a chair, and he's going to go ahead and slam him into the, in between the ropes. But that's when Guevara gets the GTS, and he pulls, Spears' arms and goes ahead and kicks him right into the chair in the face. And then he gets a huge senton and pins him and wins.
I was
so
surprised.
Sammy looks like a hero. He got a ton of punishment. I was shocked too. I thought that the Inner Circle would lose here.
Well, I was shocked that I just didn't think it was ending that quickly. I thought they were going to win, but I thought I thought more people were going to come out.
I thought there was going to be a bit more, and I thought it would end MJF being involved in the ending. Or I was surprised that was the way it ended and how it ended. But Sammy looked amazing. The crowd singing Judas, blowing up the ring with all that pyro. It was great all around.
Yeah.
And the second half of it was better to me, especially as they got back towards the ring stuff. But I did like this one, and I had a lot of fun with this.
Absolutely a great show tonight. I had such a fun time watching this. I'd probably give it a bigger rating because of the crowd being back and the feeling I had tonight. Man, I want to give this, I don't know, somewhere. So I think I'm at an 8 to an 8.8. I almost want to give it an 8.8 or an 8.5. I'll give it an 8.5 at least. It was so good. I had a blast.
I'm at an 8 I'm happy with that. Definitely.
Great show. Great
I'm so
fucking
happy
show.
for Sammy. I'm so happy for Britt. Jungle Boy got a hell of an outing there. I mean, all in all, I feel like mostly, Miro got to look like a real badass. So that was impressive. I thought the Young Bucks would retain. I'm guessing because originally we heard Moxley was going away when they were going to blow him up. Then the ring didn't blow up, so they couldn't send him away. And he agreed for some extra time and did a few other dates and whatnot. But soon enough, his child's going to be born in June. So I imagine he's going to take some time off.
Hey, maybe
so
Cody's kid's going to be born on my birthday, I bet.
Well, Cody's got his child coming, and so does Moxley. So both of them are probably going to be, taking some time off or some form of being away. And that made me, I didn't think the Bucks would do anything but retain here. But we'll see who they build up to take the titles,
Yeah.
And we're also hearing a lot about the triples tag team titles coming out as well. So
that's annoying, but okay.
I don't know how I'm going to feel about that one, but they do have a lot of trios, so it could be interesting. BDW Chop and Screw 8.5, Smoke same score. Man of 1,005 holds says 9 out of 10. Stealth Head Gaming Awakening says 9.5. Steve Kalan gave it a 7.5.
Damn.
Jason Lewis 8.5. Mike M 8.5. Everybody seems to be at 7.5 or above. I haven't seen anything lower, and that's understandable and justifiable. I can't see any reason to go below a 7.5.
Yeah, I can't see that either on this show tonight. Like, absolutely no. They got a little bit of a help from the crowd.
Shit bum.
My God.
These pieces of shit Celtics lost death to Honky Town, and what does a submarine and Meekel's mom have in common? They are both full of semen.
Oh, God. Well, I hope somebody chokes Kyrie Irving and then throws him in a dumpster. Thank you, AJ Adams, for that $5 and becoming a $5 shit bum. I love shit bums, and I'm glad you became a shit bum.
AJ Adams, you donkey-licking fuckhead.
Appreciate it, brother. What's up? That's I've been having and plus I'm back to doing commentary in real life. So not only did I get to do that a few last week, go watch that on Title Match Network. I'm doing it next couple weeks, do 2 shows. I'm probably gonna get COVID. It's gonna be great. Cheyenne Khan, thank you for subbing to the channel. Cheyenne Khan, much appreciated. What's going on? Khan! How about that? Who wrote? Oh, Cody retweeted that in response to Tony Khan's promo. It was funny. TA Magnum TA subbing to the channel. What's going on, TA? Much appreciated, man. Live after every single AEW event right here on the Joe Cronin Show with Jake DeMarco at Countdown Ended on Twitter. I'm at JCS Commentary on Twitter. My new Twitter account, since I've been banned several times. For the people looking for my old one, I saw someone right in the chat earlier. Smoke the Conqueror, thanks for subbing to the channel. We are having a gigantic subscription party tonight. And we got more coming up. A couple more coming in right now from Luis Antonio. Oh, look at that. What the hell is happening there?
Did you just donate to Joe? Did you just donate to Joe? Thank you for the donation.
Yeah.
And because you donated, I'm going to fist myself in the bunghole.
Yes.
Team Samurai X1 closed his shop. Will miss buying my UGIO playmats from his store. He didn't specify why he is closing up his shop.
Well, that sucks. What are you going to do to buy your Yu-Gi-Oh stuff now? Luis Antonio Alejandro. AEW's having this killer night, and Antonio stops to donate to talk about this fucking YouTuber guy who isn't selling Yu-Gi-Oh shit anymore.
Yu-Gi-Oh playmats? What?
I don't know.
Luring the children or what?
I don't know. He's playing Yu-Gi-Oh instead of talking about AEW tonight. I get it. Listen.
You know, it's sad that they had to ban selling trading cards at so many different establishments like Targets and places like that because people were fist fighting over Pokemon cards.
Where?
Targets nationwide are no longer selling trading cards because people have been buying them and fighting at the Friday deliveries. They camp out and wait for the cards because there's such a craze to, resell these Pokemon cards and some other sports cards.
You can't get them. I was trying to buy something for Easter, and I went, oh, my God. Now, keep this in mind. I used to sell Pokemon cards, so I used to get the booster boxes for $68, and I used to resell them, but I would only make $5 to $10 or less, or not even. I would make like $3 on a box, so I stopped selling them. But if I still had all my connections and was still distributing, I'd be making a killing right now because the boxes used to be retail value $140, but they sold on eBay for $79, and I got them for $68. And once you minus fees, you make nothing almost. But right now, they're selling for $200 a box. Booster boxes are selling.
Used to make better opening the packs and then reselling them that way. But you would take a hit more often than not, and then you could find something that was good. And I mean,
yes,
I wish I still had mine. I looked for mine in the storage thing. My father sold all of them a decade ago, I guess, but I had a full collection that I forgot about, and I thought it was actually in storage. But
there's a huge comeback right now. There's not enough supply, and there's an amazing amount. And you know what drives me nuts, Jake? At the time, I was going to buy a lot of packs and keep them and save them for a while until they became more expensive, and I was going to resell them. But right now, oh my God, dude! If I had a closet full of like Black and White or Phantom Forces or anything from back in the day, or not back in the day, but anything from like 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago, like they normally would sell for $200. Those ones they're selling for like $500 to $1,000 right now.
Yeah.
But even the new ones are selling for $300 right now, which is
new ones are
stupid.
Popular. But like the first generation Pokemon, like when the cards originally started, that generation,
those have always been a lot of money. But the point is,
now they're through the roof. I mean, people are.
But the new ones are through the roof.
Went ahead and had the new ones are high in price.
That's
too,
why Target's having a problem.
The originals are crazy, exactly. But people went ahead and found. Well, actually, years ago when I worked at an ice cream shop, they had the card part to it I told you about.
Yeah.
And the guy, Peter, there that used to run the cards thing, he used to do that where he would buy like 2 or 3 boxes at a time of whatever new came out.
Yeah.
And he would put it in his safe collection and he would never open it.
His safe collection? What else is in there? Dildos?
God knows. Not his virginity, I'll tell you that much. But, well, probably that too.
I still got my...
And he goes ahead and... but he made like $200,000 off of one of the boxes.
Wow.
So how do you beat that?
Well, that's
something
it.
that you paid $200 for 25 years ago.
I'm gonna start selling my Pokemon cards right now. Let's go.
Crazy stuff. And Logan Paul and those people, the
Duncachino?
Don't mind if I do.
What's my name? Duncachino. It's a whole new game. Duncachino. You want creamy goodness? I'm your friend. Say hello to my chocolate blend.
I give it 8.5 out 10.
Exactly.
I loved the cutout of Tony Khan's dad being used in the Stampede match. Looking for All Out in my backyard of Chicago.
Absolutely. Happy Chicago gets the pay-per-view. It's going to be fun to get it back there in Chicago. That was a funny moment. Brian Owens, thank you, man, for dropping $5 to us, man. Chicago's going to be awesome as always. One of the best wrestling cities ever.
Announcing All Out in full gear. That's great. So
right.
They're back on the road tour, starts in another month. I mean,
what's the other one at? St. Louis?
Yeah, St. Louis, I believe it was.
Right.
For full gear.
Well,
but all in all, great night, and it just really was entertaining. And Pogs. Remember Pogs? I used to collect those and Slammers and all that crazy stuff. And I was always big into collecting stuff.
Put them up my ass, like Tommy. I got a few of them.
Well, I put the Slammers up my ass, and then I would just push and be able to, take everybody out.
That's what I love to hear. Hey, listen, guys. I think we beat the thing to death. 8.5 for me, 8 for Jake. I think that makes sense when I kind of liked Cody a little bit more, and I liked the last match a little bit more. So it makes sense that I would give it an 8.5 and you give it an 8. Either way, we both loved it. Pretty much identical. Everybody in the chat,
very
you guys,
happy. Very happy with it.
Very happy. Tonight. We love you, AEW. Good shit tonight. Everybody involved. Tony Khan, good job. Everybody, good job on the booking. Shout out to the fans who went. And man, what a nice night of wrestling. Just so much fun. Very happy. And how about this?
Webs. He used to be cool, but only when he had an edge. Ayo, Seidel, you tripping. Climb to the top. I'ma catch your ass slipping.
That was awesome, too.
Because, it's supposed to be random for a battle royal, and you're not supposed to know who your opponents are. And he comes out, essentially laying out all these things on the fly.
Yeah.
It's just, I really like the Acclaimed and Max Caster, and both of them. They're great.
Didn't make sense that he knew all that stuff to say.
Yeah, well, that's what he's showcasing is how great he is on the fly. You know, he can rap battle anybody.
Yeah, I thought that.
I like, you know, it's the silly, stupid raps, but it's funny. It works.
Yeah.
It's not as stupid as John Cena's used to be that didn't always rhyme. You know, at least these fit together and they're pretty topical.
Well, that's the thing is how topical it is why it's funny because he's like.
Christian dusted off the cobwebs. He used to be cool, but only when he had an edge. Ayo, Seidel, you.
The look on Christian's face is hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my
it's so
God.
Good. He looks so just
perplexed.
Yeah.
Climb to the top. I'ma catch your ass slipping.
That was even better because he's bringing up his watch from last year.
That was great.
Look at me. Dustin, look at me. Yo. It's Dustin in the place, but you're so ugly you should paint your whole face. You know I'm so great, double or nothing, this is my showcase. Right side, come on.
He kind of went off there after that, but that was the great. When he first came out, I was like, oh, because I was actually in here setting up the stream, and I could hear it in the other room. And I heard it in here, and I went, "Oh fuck!" And I started laughing. So that was good. The Acclaimed stuff has been that rapping
they work
stuff
well
works.
together, and you know, it's always funny, and the rhymes are good. And I didn't even mind the ending. You know, he's trying to get the audience into it, right side, left side, and then he said something else about the podcast team, and everybody screamed, and then everybody went nuts, and that was cool. You know, he knows how to get the audience.
He's gonna
involved,
He's getting
important.
every time he's getting over. Every time he comes out, it's gonna keep going.
Well, you know who he reminds me of in a way.
Road
Not
Dogg.
exactly, but Road Dogg mixed with, Enzo and Cass. It's kind of that amalgamation that has a feel to it.
Right, like Cena,
Not
Road
quite
Dogg.
on that level, but yeah.
Early Cena, Road Dogg mixed with Enzo and exactly. Good mic stuff. People will end up paying to see. They won't be paying to see him wrestle. They're going to be paying for the moment he comes out. What's he going to say? That's what people like. I would pay. Yeah, like exactly. Like so, it's like I would when I pay money to see Dynamite. Like, oh yeah, I'm looking forward to all these guys, but I hope I get to see that guy cut a funny rap on somebody for like 30 seconds.
I brought this up a dozen times, but it's so true. And Enzo said it, in that first big shoot interview he cut, and he's right. Oh, Enzo Amore, when he's doing the
They sang that tonight. The crowd did that tonight.
Yeah, when he's doing his foot kick thing where he did the shuffle back and forth with his sneaker and the crowd, oh, Enzo Amore, that was more over than him doing a triple Indy off the, third rope and breaking his neck. And, oh, my God, he dived to the outside and he's unconscious. And all he has to do is shuffle his feet and put his arm up. Smack Talker Skywalker's got the place eaten from the palm of his hand. And that's the thing that we're missing nowadays. People don't, like... McIntyre started to get it where he did the countdown for the Claymore and he was building, that was good. And we need more of that. We need more that relies on character and interacting. It was hard when there was no fans, so I can't slight the wrestlers for it. But now that we got an audience back, it's time to bring it back.
Right. Boom. I agree. We love it. Guys, thanks for being here. I hope you guys are joining us tomorrow night. It's going to be hard. Happy Memorial Day. Have a good Memorial Day. Thank you to all anybody who has relatives who died in the service, no matter where you are, man. The reason why we have this break. Tomorrow, it's going to be rough because the Bruins are on tomorrow right at the same time Raw's on, so I'm going to be watching Raw and the Bruins. Like, go fuck you, Bruins, for being on, like, during Monetize This, then being on during Raw.
I have to watch Raw while you watch the Bruins, right?
Well, yes, but I'll be watching both anyway. But it's probably a good thing. Bruins will keep me awake. So,
also look out for the Jake and Joe podcast coming this week too on Patreon.
Oh, and speaking of podcasts, the Producers Roundtable is going up right now. So if you guys want more of this, I sat down with 5 of the producers of this show, $25 and above, earlier today for the first episode of Producers Roundtable, and it's going up. Find out about who they are, how they started listening, and we also had some really good conversations about stuff. 1 hour and 25-minute podcast. The audio is going up on Patreon, and the video, I believe, is going up on YouTube. So look for that in a few minutes over on Corrupted Nation, my other channel. Or if you're on Patreon, just download the podcast if you want that way. So more for you to listen to. Enjoy that. And we're out of here. Me and Jake might still be commenting a little bit tonight on Twitter. So at Countdown Ended for Jake and at JCS Commentary for me. Follow us on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook. All my links are down below if you need a link for whatever reason, for anything. It's down below. Check out my Teespring for all the t-shirts. And we're done.
Be sexy.
Oh, I love you, Mike. Thanks for hitting that button, brother.
This show kicks so much ass. The AEW title is the shit, and I will jerk you off in front of your family. This show really made me hard. I give it 8 out of 10, and I will jerk you off.
What a fucking show tonight. Good night, everybody. Join my Patreon for more content that will make you hard.
Now that I've betrayed everyone I ever loved and pushed them all away. Come on!
Hit that like button, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow for the Monday Night Raw review, which will put everybody to sleep tomorrow night.
When Raw, SmackDown, WWE, or AEW end, tune in to the Joe Cronin Show. Live on YouTube for review and reaction. Joe Cronin and Jake break down all the action. All of it. The Joe Cronin Show. Your source for wrestling opinions, news, and insanity. A wrestling podcast with attitude. Mature audiences only. Join our community of over 70,000 people. Subscribe free on YouTube to The Joe Cronin Show.
This is Wardlow from AEW, and you're watching The Joe Cronin Show.
A wrestling podcast with attitude.